Hello, we're back again. Imagine
Hello.
Kingslayers, episode 57, 57 sessions. Can you imagine? Not me, honestly. This is
No.
newfound territory. Every week is newfound territory because we've never had a campaign that's run this long. Last we left off, our party made their way to the crypt of Ojikir, an older Sphinx gentleman guarding the Umbra Ash Scrolls, a artifact that was to be gotten and retrieved to give the Lord of Decay something to trade for Zamani's soul. They met a very, very dapper and nice gentleman, Donovan, our guest last week, Nate, loved having him on, who helped you throughout the crypt, various trials and strength-draining creatures, but overall you made short work of it. Various riddles and corruption came to seep through, but when Ojikir died, the crypt died with him, collapsing in around him. Galasindir walked away from the party to make a trade-off. As you all spend time around the campfire, readying and resting your wounds and woes, something interesting is happening in Osiris. If you want to know what that is, look at the Patreon, it'll be in the recap. So, what do you guys do? Imagine if I did it that way, that would be awful.
Put in the game behind a paywall for us.
Put it behind the paywall for all of you. So, where is my tension music? I might used to have something just called tension. Or am I completely misremembering? Yeah, there we are.
You want us to just go
I do.
tension.
So, let me get my notes. In the depths of Osiris, two archdevils stand facing each other, in a grand chamber adorned with priceless treasure and ominous runes etched into the walls around them. One of them, a towering figure with horns, scales, and wings, imposing and intimidating. The other, small, slender, in a well-pressed suit, curled horns and green skin. In his hands he holds out a small selection of leather-bound scrolls to the opposition. Here it is. The Umbra Ash Scrolls. The last writings of the once great plane of Iverillion. Think of the power you could wield with this knowledge. The Lord of Disintegration's eyes glow as he narrows his gaze on the scrolls. What do you want in return for a treasure like this, Decay? A simple smirk. As you see, but for a second, the Lord of Decay's eyes glint with greed. Just one soul, a mortal, who pledged themselves to me long ago, that we made a trade for. The eyes pledged to me that you can't even really seem to use that well. A scowl falls on the Lord of Disintegration's face, considering the offer, weighing the value of the scrolls against the worth of Zamani. Okay. Agreed. Hand over the scrolls and you'll have your toy back. There's a slight chuckle from the Lord of Decay as he wraps the scrolls gently and he begins to hand them towards them. The Lord of Disintegration almost going to snatch them from him eagerly. The soul begins to transfer in the process. And suddenly, commotion breaks out as from the soul's celestial energy, features of divine form break out. Commotion and chaos as battle breaks out in this once ancient and hallowed grounds for the archdevils. Brandishing weapons and screaming battle cries, but in the chaos, this thin wisp of a thread of a soul that is Zamani is snatched away, spun around a spindle of a strange device far away, now free from torment. The Lord of Disintegration in horror as the souls are ripped away from his grasp, disappearing into the ether. The Lord of Decay just starts laughing. As all the chaos happens around him, he begins to melt away, decaying himself, his voice echoing back to his adversary. Who knows, my dear? You might find another soul I'd be willing to trade for these scrolls. But you really should keep a stronger lock on yourselves. Such an interference is a sorrowful mistake. But who knows? The Umbrash scrolls may lead me to even better power. With that, they part ways. Their bargain broken, and their plans thrown into disarray. The Umber Ash Scrolls, still containing the secrets of the lost plane of Everillion, lie in the Lord of Decay's hands. Meanwhile, in the Ceruvian desert, beside a campfire, quite calm, Zamani, you feel extremely pained. And almost as quick as it shows, it subsides straight away. A sharp pain begins to burrow into your chest, and then, like a weight that you hadn't known has been on your shoulders for quite some time, is finally lifted. Your breath comes shallow, as all of you begin to hear ethereal footsteps. Well done. That is... I suspected you would try something. As the Lord of Decay materializes. His eyes burrow into Zamani's for about a second. Not anger, not confusion, just almost as if he's truly taking you in for the first time.
So she's like, of course, like overcoming like the weight of having her soul back. So, did I impress you for once?
I suspected something like this might happen, but... fair enough, you have your soul. Hats off to you, Zamani. I am impressed.
She gives him a flourishing curtsy. You still have the scrolls, I presume.
Of course I still have the scrolls. I would never trade something for nothing.
Did it go okay? I assume he's quite angry.
He won't be the only one. Trades are sacred in Osiris. But I cannot fault you for wanting to reclaim your own soul. Powers you've taken, powers you've earned at this point. I'm very curious as to where this leaves us, though. I recognize the magic of my brother, so I know where your affiliation lies now, anyway.
Zamani didn't know they were brothers, did she? Because I think that's part of the conversation that happened. Like, oh. Well, that's a tad bit of information that I didn't know.
Can't say I'm all that surprised. Nevertheless,
You just tend to like secrets.
he is fond.
You both are.
It runs in the family. I can't be too mad, but I can be impressed. The Umber Ash Scrolls. Whose idea was it? Calicindia, was that yours, or was that my fateful brother's?
Oh, that was your brother. Full credits to him on that one.
Of course it was. Yeah.
He said that you would enjoy the little, well, this whole game.
It harkens back to a younger time of our youth, perhaps. You have a chance here to get back lots of what you lost, and I hope you the best. I did truly mean it when I said I wanted you to fight for yourself and strive for what you want.
I believe you. That's partly why I'm here. I carry no ill will towards you. Everything that happened to me happened because I asked for it. We just don't always ask for the best things for ourselves.
That's why we thrive in this business, isn't it? Your eyes are still ever so powerful. Your connection is not completely severed, but hats off with the soul. This puts us at a strange point in our newfound relationship. The dynamics have certainly changed.
Can Zamani feel where her magic comes from at this point?
No.
No, okay.
It's too fresh.
Okay. Definitely does. And to be honest, I don't know. I don't quite know the extent of how changed things are. I mean, they clearly are.
Very.
Can I ask you something?
I'll permit a few questions.
How do they work? How does my eyes work with you?
Well, as his eyes kind of glimmer, Mercaster, you can see this is about seeing into the ethereal realm. He is very much so true seeing right now. Your soul is more tightly spun than your lover. But I have no claim over it now. Reduced down to the bare minimum of what our original agreement was. Your, well, with the addendums of the tongue, I still have access to your eyes. You still have access to all the magic I have provided you with to this point. I'm not the type to take things away. After all, I do think, as beneficial as your soul may have been in the long run, and I say this with nothing but grace and decorum, the Umbra Ash Scrolls, this codicy, mayhaps be more beneficial to me.
Oh, I have no delusions that I am more important than a one-of-a-kind scroll in the world.
You're close.
You flatter me.
I flatter everyone.
Okay. So you can only see and speak.
I can still connect my mind to you through like I have always done.
So that's how it...
Parlor tricks through familiar. Quite the simple magic. I can still
Makes
see
sense.
through your eyes when I so wish, and I could speak through your tongue if I so wish. But burrowing my will to detect all the thoughts that lie within you is something that I could not easily do anymore.
That's fair. Were you just much better at it, or did you just never really do it? Because the Lord of Disintegration was a hell of a hangover.
I'm much better at everything than that buffoon.
That's fair. I didn't like him.
I've never been the fondest of him either, to be perfectly fair. We've always shared a border, but never a common ground. I'm mostly curious. You actively thought a way to free your own soul. Of that impressed. I'm mostly curious as to what this means for us now. Will you seek to move further against me, or what is your steps from here? Be free not to tell me if you so wish, but that will speak volumes too.
It's still a work in progress, to be completely honest with you. I wasn't informed necessarily about the purpose of coming here, for I assume very obvious reasons, and she looks over her account. So I haven't really had time to plan. I'm willing to work together, though.
Work together. That's sure. Why not? I like this new you, whether it is all of you or mostly just other people influencing you. I've yet to see fully. But
I'd like to think at this point it's been given opportunities.
I suppose we'll see how you thrive with opportunity then.
Seek to continue to impress them.
I always have, but never more have I meant it than now. I will be watching Zamani as he starts to walk away.
As
Just
soon
like
as
that,
he's
he's
gone,
gone.
there's like a, why are your soul so heavy? What the fuck?
So it worked then?
Yes,
Thank
the
God
whole
that's
like
over.
keeling over for a minute and not being able to breathe was apparently the spindles like winding up my soul.
Spindle.
Good.
Yeah, so do you remember when we went to Rendleton? And I
Yeah,
was
and
like,
you went to go.
I need to find a shrine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when I went there, that's when that whole thing happened. That's why I've been able to do the whole divine smiting thing.
Wow. That's impressive.
Although I
You
never
tricked a
thought I'd
bunch
be
of
tangled
devils.
up between two brothers like that, to be honest. Different ways, sure. That way.
Thanks, Amani.
Fuck's sake.
I mean, I'm honest.
Good to know that having your soul back doesn't change you that much.
No,
or at
everything's
least
just a
in
little
that way.
heavier. But also
I
lighter.
mean, the weight of all of your actions, I suppose, would be a way to put. I don't know. What's the weight of a soul?
Well, it's about just a small balance, but as like coming from behind a rock is just like that was awkward.
Hello.
And you're looking well.
I feel very different. Do you guys do you have any kind of relationship? Because I'm kind of surprised.
No, I've never been caught up with a girl like this with him before.
I'm sorry to complicate matters.
No, it is fun to mess with my brother. He is so particular.
He
was
definitely has
worth
a certain way about him.
How are you feeling?
Like there's a weight that hasn't been there for a long time. But also excited.
I'm happy you're doing so. I thought I would hang around till my brother left, just to make sure he had not kicked off anything. I will leave.
You would like to? Or are things okay on your end?
Well, manifesting here for a time does take power, so I must go. Let's see.
I don't care real quick. Raph, are you gonna ask about the shard or not?
Good money. I was so caught up in the whole Somali thing. I forgot about that. Circuses, before you leave,
Yes.
did Trannan relinquish the shard to you?
It's not quite that simple. But we'll talk about it in Ojikir.
Right, that leaves me concerned though. Should I be concerned?
The answer is yes.
Always. You should
Yeah, I've
always
got
be
the-
concerned.
I always am, but whether or not I need to be more worried.
I am working on it. I'm very busy. It's a small road bump.
If there's anything we can help with.
Not particularly. I assume it is a powerful one, I will say. And there's a certain aspect to bonding with it that when you do so, it makes it extremely difficult to unlink oneself from it. So, we're working on it.
Alright. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're working on it at the very least. It does fill me with more confidence in the matter, but also nice to know that you'll be joining us in Ojikir.
What is it that Wesh would say? The gods are with you wherever you go, as he just floats back and disappears.
Merc
It's
is
strange
staring at the rock
how
that he
similar.
came around.
It's strange how similar both he and his brother are, yet completely different.
Which
Honestly, I
powerful,
got to. Go ahead.
which powerful entity is coming up next? Merc staring at the rock.
I don't think that rock is involved in this necessarily.
Suddenly,
The
behind
rock
Merkessa
ends up-
gets hit with the chair by Liz African for all her disobedience.
RKO.
Yeah.
So he gets down, has the fucking 3-pin real quick.
So,
Got to see a new side of Decay.
Kalazindir,
How are you?
you
doing?
have
Yes.
teleportation abilities to get the party out of here at your leisure.
I do at my leisure. Do we wish to stay here for the night, or
I've spent
Yeah.
enough of my life in a desert. Please get me out of here.
perfect? I
I don't-
was hoping you would say that.
I definitely don't want to stand around that awkward person who has now stopped talking to us.
I know he's just going.
Oh no, he left. He did not say you guys after you guys got kind of fixed
I
up. He
figured
started
we'd like
making
split
his
up
way.
a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his job was done. He escorted you for what needed
Yeah.
to be done.
And
He gave us
honestly,
a round
we
of head
could-
pats and then fucked off.
Yeah.
Because
I had
Ojikir was
rounds.
where the spa was.
One of many.
That's one of many.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
fuck
There
yeah.
was a spa. There was a spa. Forgot about that.
Alright, let's go with the spa.
Right. It still is late at night, so I don't know if it'll be open. Maybe, but we'll see. Once casting just starts creating the teleportation circle. 10 minutes later, ready to cast it. And teleporting to Ojikir.
Late in the evening, you make your way, teleportation circle that was provided for you long ago, into the Ojikir library. Attendant appears to have almost been waiting here, as if you're not the first person to come through this circle recently anyway. Oh, very, very late.
Sorry about that.
No, it's alright. What are names, if I may have them?
Prince Kalasindia Thalkazia. And party. I do regard
Party.
all of our names.
I do not, but it's a very interesting way of addressing yourselves. We are expecting you. If you'll just wait, I will have your squire readied, and rooms have been arranged.
Alright, thank you.
Who all has arrived
Has
at
anyone
this
else?
point?
A fair few delegations from the delegation from Ardondai. Some of the initial forward scouts of the Starless delegation too, and some representatives from other kingdoms that have been asked to come in and weigh on the Darakul situation.
That's fair. Do you know specifics? We were just wondering if Trinan had already received.
No, Trinan, Knight Commander Trinan has not arrived yet. They are due with the main contingent of the majority of the president.
Understandable.
But if you'll wait out in the hallway, it will only be a short time as he casts a very familiar sending spell. And waiting for but a moment, there is a younger Leonin, soft grey fur, blue eyes, simple linen shirt and trousers, very, very beautiful embroidery on it. Hello, my name is Xenon. I have been delegated as your squire for this summit. If you'll follow me, we have arranged rooms for the most of the Starless and some of the officials from other regions to the Champion's Respite. If you'd follow me, please.
Either way.
Thank you.
As he brings you through the beautiful streets of Ojikir, familiar sight to you all have been here at least once before. You come upon a grand building. A grand building with marble columns and a large balcony that overlooks beautiful gardens on the interior. Inside, the walls are adorned with intricate frescoes depicting scenes from Zarsan's history, and there are plush sofas and armchairs to relax in. There's a bar area ahead of you made of polished mahogany wood, and it's staffed with very impeccably dressed Simithil, or Leonins, for people who aren't aware, bartenders. Behind the bar there are shelf-fills with bottles of fine wines and spirits from all over the world, even some you recognise from the world below. Their menu here offers exotic options for all tastes, like roasted mushrooms or a very nice steamed quail with figs and goat cheese. Private rooms have been arranged for all of you, for if you wish for your own privacy. Each of them has luxurious furnishings and fine art. There's a main dining area that is large and spacious, a raised platform at each end for musicians to play. Within the Champion's Respite, there's a sigil with a golden laurel wreath on a field of deep blue. The symbol of the tavern, and the symbol that you've seen adorned on your square. It's pretty much throughout here. It is their branding. It is on the napkins, it's on the aprons, it's on the menus.
Yeah,
Toilet paper.
a very fancy establishment.
Yes, it is aristocratic. As you all get in, Merkestiel, with your perception, you can see there is, as all of you are kind of getting walked around, it's very much so like a beautiful, beautiful place, and not so much that any of your party can see, but actually, let's see if you can see it even. Yeah, you definitely can.
Yes.
You can see a petite figure in hooded cloak, obscuring most of the features, carrying a staff with adorned runes, has begun to like move to intercept you all. Do you do anything, or do you let this happen?
Does it feel aggressive?
Yeah, is it aggressive? From what
Not
I
aggressive, but purposeful.
All right. Merc is just. You would see her tap Zamani's shoulder and just point out the character in question. Just to
as you try and point it out,
aware.
it seems to flicker and vanish as you try and get Zamani to view where it is. And Calicindir, from beside you, you feel a sharp pain in your side as someone's poked, very much so like a knuckle, and goes, "Well, my liege, you are hereby under arrest for treason to your friends."
Excuse me, who the
As
hell
you
is
recognize
this?
the voice of Irelin, as he turns you around, he goes, "You're not allowed to just get taller."
My god. I wasn't expecting to see you here. As Calicindir will move up and embrace.
There's you see just almost Calicindir very much like buddy-wise, like you've never seen him act like this with anybody probably.
Wait, it's the same figure that Merc saw?
Yeah.
I did not expect to see you on the surface in my lifetime.
I did not expect to go to the surface in my lifetime, but when your prince decides to do wildly stupid things without consulting all of his friends, perhaps this is, my liege, the appropriate time for me to visit the surface.
I wasn't
Well,
aware
it's a
that
pleasure to
Calla
have you
had
here.
friends.
He has
Like,
two,
other than... Okay.
or had two.
Seems a little on brand.
Right. I did disappear for 4 years at that point, and then, well, longer now actually.
A little
So-
longer now, a little bit.
Fair.
We've known each other better part of a century.
Give or take a few years, maybe.
That's friendship, I guess.
So you have stories.
Well, we were little Inquisition buddies once upon a time before he was who he is now. All big and bold
I'd
with
love to
stars in
hear
his
them.
eyes.
Yes,
Too
a
many
few
stars in his
changes
eyes.
since the last time we
He
met.
had the audacity to grow a foot taller than everyone else. I know he likes to
and
look
to-
down on people, but this is excessive, don't you think?
And lose a hand. But that's a
You lose, excuse me, lose.
sacrifice, I suppose
There
is
we
a better
go.
word.
Well, I did expect you to show up here, and I suppose by a process of elimination and reactions, that makes you the Princess Samani. Well, soon to be, anyway.
Princess now?
You see,
Okay.
like the composure breaks for like a half a second when you hear the word princess. Just like, you know, you don't pick the roles of those you fall for.
Yeah. You certainly picked
Yeah.
well, regardless.
True.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I am Irelin Tissar.
It's lovely to meet you.
This here is Merkestian and Mrs. Swain. gesturing towards Bertie.
You are impeccable at introductions, as is expected of you, my liege.
Well, I was caught off guard.
That sounds like a bit of a skill issue. You really shouldn't let that happen.
Everyone is a League player, confirmed.
Proper friend, right so.
Who else is here? Does Zilvra come?
Zilvera's here, but
Alright.
she's a bit busy. When we heard this mission became available, we both put our names forward for it immediately.
I'm glad you did. Who else is here? Has much of the delegation arrived, or is it still...
We're the forward
There it
agents.
is.
Most Inquisition, none of your siblings, unfortunately. There was a bit of a quarrel. Just in case something went wrong, it would not be good to have the heirs to the throne present as well, if there was an issue.
I suppose that's probably wise, although I wish I could see them. A bit overdue for that at this stage.
Just come back to the world below. Simple. Just
If
vision
everything
how
goes
exactly-
according to plan, at least everyone will be back home.
If everything goes according to plan, many of us will probably die to the Emperor of Ghouls. But if everything else goes
That is
according to
true.
luck, then maybe we'll see Agent Alexander as a unit.
That's fair.
That is the hope.
Sorry.
No, do not apologize. I live for this.
Okay. Well, that makes it feel
How
a
have
little
you
better.
been, by the way? It's been a...
Well,
bit of
Inquisition stuff mostly. I suppose we should not just talk openly about it, but
time. No. I was hoping... Wasn't sure if you just wanted to get the general chatter out of the way now, but... suppose we can talk...
I
a bit more.
I've been delegated Master of Disguise and Infiltration, which, Calicindia, you know means this dude's an assassin. Just straight up.
You're a disguise.
Congratulations. That's quite the
Tree.
promotion from trainee.
Well, it's been a while. It's been, as we said, the better part of a century. Plus 4-ish years.
True. 104 years, let's call it.
And it's ballpark. But
Or take a decade.
So-
You know, as they come so fleetingly.
they do. They are. Some go quicker than
No,
others.
they don't.
Um,
They don't.
But Zilver actually has
That's
managed
the
to make up the rank of Chief Interrogator. So she's climbed a bit better than I
Really?
have.
Well, I suppose in a different direction, though.
Different direction. Not as
And
much
not
of
the
a-
direction I ever thought that you would go in, though. That was always not quite your style.
Well, but one finds a skill. It's a job, and it covers the bills, and I have a knack for it.
That is true. That is true. But I think we should probably get rooms here, maybe, or...
And they've all been
Towards
assigned to you.
somewhere. Oh, perfect. Are they secure?
Everything has been secured by the Inquisition. Don't worry.
Perfect. All right.
Instead of standing
Perhaps we
around, we
could-
could go get drinks and some dinner.
Had to say the same
I should not
thing.
be drinking. I am on duty.
Well, then you
Right.
can watch us drink and we can all have dinner.
I would love to watch
can sit
Calicinda
down.
drink.
All right. I don't like the way you say
It's
that. That makes
impressive.
very
It is
suspicious.
impressive, honestly.
Wait, he can hold it now.
All right. There's no need to bring that up.
Jury's out
No,
there.
you can't.
Jury's out.
You can't, no.
There's no need to bring this
No.
up.
It's all right.
He's
We
a
can
lot
play
better
cards
than
too, if you
when,
like.
we first met.
I'll leave you all
Fine,
to
yeah.
it. But
Oh,
when I'm finished, I have to finish my patrol.
of course.
I could hardly let something ill happen to the prince and princess and the comrades. That would look very bad from my position.
That would,
Hmm.
and would probably put a terrible taste on the rest of this summit.
It'll probably go well. It'll probably go well. Though. I'm sure the president are more than reasonable and willing to cooperate. Aren't stuck up in a stuffy mountain, wishing to only just pleasure themselves with fineries, and while we all suffer. But we'll
I
see.
mean, to be fair, to be stuck up in a stuffy mountain or to be locked away underground forever away from the rest of society, they could have more similarities than you think.
I inherently disagree. We in the world below, my princess, we protect the servers from the forces of undeath on the day-to-day, every single day.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
Question.
The whole point of this is to bring two differing societies from very far apart together for a common goal.
They did describe you as a dreamer. I hope it works well.
It
What
worked
is
well
the
enough to get you
general
all here.
feeling?
What is the general
Sorry.
feeling?
Amongst the stars coming here, at the very least.
Well, my liege, we in the Inquisition back you 100% in all your endeavours, of course.
That's a very
Right.
political answer, my friend.
I thought as much it would be divided, but
And how honest
it
is
goes
that
well.
cynicism that he was showing just then? Like, to do with the prescient elves. How honest is that cynicism?
It's fairly honest. It's a deep-rooted hatred.
Cool. Just thought I'd check.
Enjoy yourselves. I will, if
Thank
you
you,
wish,
my
I can
friend.
join you when I am done.
of course, you're more than welcome. I would never turn you away from my table.
Best of luck.
It's good to see you again.
It's good to see you. There is. We'll leave it for another time. Sorry. Enjoy yourselves.
What is... Is everything alright?
No, everything's perfectly fine. Don't worry. It's more it's just as I said, we'll talk about another. It's not strict or business. It's just catching up to do.
Right. Another time.
Do I believe that?
Brought me an insight.
Yeah, no, I believe that.
Yeah, look, you'd sell your kid with my roll as well. You'd give this guy your kidney if you had to.
Oh yeah, I rolled a natural 7.
Does he want it? Does he want it?
He rolled a 19 plus like 18.
Here you go. Kidney.
Kidney
A
for
casual 37. Just
Very
Casual.
you. Very
Casually.
casual.
But
Yeah.
if I try.
so. He disappears, and there's tables ready for all of you and meals brought to you. There is. You've seen it in the palace in Burton, and it's been like, yeah, this is like pretty normal. There's just like dozens and dozens of Starless. It's like the majority of the people in here now are just Starless troops.
Feels like home. This is nice.
Wonder if there's any other guests in this place, or whether it's just for the, whether it's been booked up for the summit.
Probably. I would say this is maybe where the Starless delegation is being housed for now.
I mean, it is like the first time in the known history that the Starless have come back up to the surface, so if they didn't, it might be perceived as kind of rude.
Yeah.
Probably.
Imagine if you wanted to go on holiday here this weekend of all weekends.
That would be some very ill-fated timing. Or perhaps good timing, depends what you've come on holiday for. If you want to see a spectacle to remember.
That's fair.
One
Yes,
way or
politics. Spectacle.
One way, another. This will be something to remember. For better or for worse.
Yep, I'm not nervous in the slightest.
Oh,
Well,
neither.
It's pretty late. Food is brought. A little bit of time passes as most people they do there a lot of the basic rank and file troops are in a bit of awe at Calicindir, and first of all, being a star of this is something that people are taking notice of. Very few people decide to approach, as either they don't know him personally or they've never been of the station that they feel themselves befit to speak to the prince. But there's a lot of whispers about you all. There's a lot of Marquez. You pick up a lot of people are whispering about Zamani specifically.
Positively or negatively?
It's a
Or
mix.
a mix?
It's a mix.
I would say
I'll take note of the ones that are being more negative, just in case.
About 45 minutes into your meal, you see a tall, muscular woman with very short cropped hair, dyed black, her face scarred from battles, wearing a deep black armor that has seen a lot of use. Pair of sharp blades at either side, very much so akin to what the Queen was said to have used in her Carsonbeer. A very much so now feared member of the Inquisition, but once a trainee buddy of Calicindir's. Well.
Well, I'll be damned. You as well? I mean, he did tell me you were here, but I didn't actually... I thought he might be pulling a prank on me, to be honest. It's good to see you again.
We were all known for our pranks.
Well, He was.
And you for your
I don't know
humor,
if he's
my
still-
liege. How are you?
Well, good, I suppose, is the polite way of putting it, but a lot has happened. A lot. As
A
I'm
little
sure
bit.
you've heard.
I have been debriefed. May I sit?
Of course.
She sits down
So,
across the table. It's a pleasure to meet you all. My name is Zilvra.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm Zamani.
I've heard lots about you all.
Slightly concerning, not gonna lie.
Well, it's
I hope.
it's
good
not
things.
concerning. I would not be concerned.
That's good.
Good.
We're not always known for making the best impressions.
Of that I am aware.
At least we're honest about it.
Congratulations
Yeah.
on your promotion, I hear.
Stop. It's formality.
Very fitting for you.
It's it does not matter. It's chief interrogator. You know, bit of torture here, bit of torture there. Information from the wrong people.
The usual.
I have become yes, the heretics. I've become quite the fear for them.
Adopted any nicknames yet, or still?
They have tried a few.
Right.
They do not work
Still,
well. I do not like nicknames.
No, you seem to be resilient towards any that we gave you in the past.
Yeah.
Probably because we're too afraid to keep using them, to be fair, but
You and Norellin have about the creative depth of a spoon, so that's also another part.
that was never my strong suit. And I never claimed it was.
She kind of just sits back and like it's just like taking Cassie like the fuck. Just- I thought maybe like a
That's everything.
tattoo for your weird trip away, or like a tramp stamp, or maybe a weird haircut again.
I mean, we could do a tramp stamp if you want.
Oh,
You
God,
know,
please,
it's
no.
looking over at Cal.
No. I am not drunk enough or that far gone yet to agree to that.
Yes.
The Inquisition does think you are probably going to be turning quite insane. So that is the thing.
True, I'm sure there has been many whispers about me throughout the Inquisition. Some of them worse than others, amongst some of
Well.
its members.
Tongues are optional for some people.
Of course. What is the
I-
general feeling, if I may ask? Amongst
The Inquisition backs you 100%, my liege, as in all your endeavours.
Really?
We're also in public, just as like a don't forget.
Oh yeah. Maybe he's
Curious,
just looking
what-
at it.
Why would a summit like this require a interrogator?
Better to be safe than sorry.
Fair enough.
Extracting information is a honed talent.
And the journey between here and the world below is long. Safe to say there are many dangers that appear along the path.
I'm
Which
also
all
a
keep your
quite
hands.
accomplished tracker. And,
Hmm.
making the journey I've worked through the world below this pathways quite a few times, so I was not
I'm guessing
denied the
all-
opportunity.
I'm guessing that all capable hands were, well, a lot of them were called to serve for this task.
A majority. There are still troops out in the field in the world below that are readying for both outcomes.
How many days is it to the main delegation arrives?
They should be here in 2
By your
days.
knowledge? 2 days. Right. I suppose that's a bit of time for some sightseeing and some nervous preparation.
Be nervous, I suppose. No, so one option. But
So, I
Just-
mean,
no, there
Sorry.
is always friends you've made in the Inquisition will last a lifetime, my liege, if ever you need them.
I'm pleased to hear it. I know the time may be coming where I will need to call upon my good friends in the world below. And I'm glad to know there are still plenty. And at the very least, I need you there for my wedding.
I have a suit picked out.
Perfect. Perfect. But enough of the more serious talk. Tell me more about home. It's been a long time since I've been there.
It's been a few years. We still have mushrooms. Spiders are plentiful.
Wonderful.
Ictari are well this season.
Good. Good.
I do not know why you're asking me this. You should be asking Aurelin. He is the one for fanciful talk.
That is true, although he disappeared on patrol, and I do not know when the next time I'll see him will be.
It is well. Our walls stand true. We have had many victories against the Emperor of Gold.
Good. Good. Glad to hear it.
It has been it's been a journey, but we are here, and we will be here to help Asian Alexandria for whatever is called of us.
I'm glad to hear it. Have you seen much of the prescient delegation here?
There's just like a growing scowl on her face that she does not wish to hide. I've seen some of the what they call warriors walking around their inn. But,
Right.
they seem to stay within the box as they so wish to do with their mountain as well.
Right. No issues, disturbances, which is good at the very least.
I can't say there's been no issues, but petty street fights are to be expected.
But nothing serious.
No one of import has been caught up in anything yet.
Good. Let's keep it that way. Let's keep it that way. Just for a few more days at the very least. God.
You knew this would be
Yeah.
difficult.
True. True. I just
There-
pray that
There is
you're
rumour,
successful.
my liege, however, that you have, and this is rumour, not my words, mind you, cozied up to the Pale Executioner of Ondi.
Really? And from who did these rumors spring from?
Fools, mostly, but they say that it is between you, the Lady Zamani, and the Pale Executioner that this is birthed this union of peace talk.
Zamani internally, but not externally. It's just like.
And what say you to these rumors?
If you're working with the Pale Executioner, you better have a good reason. I'm willing to hear it if it happens.
Of course. Just know that everything that I have done on the surface of consequence has been done for a good reason. I am conscious of what I am doing.
Far be it for me to debate that. There are some that have tried, but my liege, if I'll speak plainly, some within the Inquisition think you reach for too much power, and you should be aware of this.
Thank you for bringing that to my attention. I had assumed as much, but it's, I suppose, a relief to hear my paranoia on the matter is not astray.
So you never grew out of that.
No, absolutely not.
As I said, my liege, but more importantly, my friend, I, and a few others within the Inquisition will always be here to support you. I have faith. She stands up from the table. She looks into your eyes. until the stars return. And she walks away.
They are returning, my friend. They are returning.
Was she always like that?
What do you mean like that?
Very straight and to the point.
You and
Oh,
your
yes.
friends exist on a charismatic slider, which is really interesting to see.
We were three very different peas in a pod that were thrust into some horrific situations and had no other choice but to bond. And bond we did.
Look at you using surface world anecdotes.
I picked that one up there from a trader in Burton. I was quite proud of it. I didn't even know what a pea was until he showed me, but there you go.
Marcus, you hear like some little, like some younger stars go, P. And they're just like, the printed P.
Merc just smirking to herself while she's, I don't know, stabbing some quail or something on her plate. Just
Right. Well, that is the first of a few familiar faces I expect to see.
yeah, that's good.
It's nice getting to see your past.
Is every meeting going to be that awkward though?
Of course
Like
it is.
both of them have been kind of.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen them for 4 years, and there has been a lot that has happened in that time. And understand that when a lot happens in a short space of time for an elf, that is unusual. And
That's fair.
takes a
Yeah.
lot to take in.
True.
And the fact that this happened over the course of weeks rather than years, not decades, is unusual.
It's
in
impressive.
itself.
So our society is slow to move on things then?
When you live for centuries, there's a lot to debate over and not much rush to hurry it along.
I guess that's
Especially
true for
when
like
you-
internal affairs, but
It depends as to what we're dealing with, but that is, I will admit, a weakness.
I mean everyone does.
Especially when it's just us, mainly. It's one thing
You
I've
haven't shown
found. Well, I've been forced to adapt here on the surface.
Sure.
It's been a different world. And I like to think that I have learnt a lot for the better.
I think you have.
But
Right.
let's enjoy the rest of our night and the luxuries we have here.
Yeah.
There's a few things I want to talk about, but definitely not out in public.
Yeah. Can I
As in
probably
with
say
all of us, or
Sorry, come again?
I said as in with the whole party, or
Hey, just like about
Almanos,
stuff that's
thank
going
you
on
so
still.
much for gifting 2 tier 1 subs to the community. Thank you so much.
Oh,
That's so
thank
cool
you.
of you.
Thank you so
Pajuke and
much.
Kiara Gleba got subs. That's like, thank you. That means a lot. Very cool. Big gamer. Enjoy your D&D show. Very cool. Big gamer.
Big gamer.
big gamer.
What did you say, AJ?
I was saying that if we were going to talk as a group, or whether like we'd each go off to.
Oh, it's not meant like,
Bed
oh,
or-
it needs to be private. It's private just as in like the Starless and people around. Like more
Okay.
just like I
Cool,
wanted
cool.
to like chat about stuff without other people really seeing or knowing or being able to hear.
Okay, cool.
But after a little while, I'd say Calcine would probably stand up to head up to the rooms.
Let's
As
go,
you
my
get to your
liege.
rooms, everyone has their own room, bar Zamani and Cal, who have a joint room. Hey, 2 more subs. Thank you so much.
Oh my god, thank you so
Fucking
much.
showing up
Wow.
with all the cool shit. Thank you.
Wow.
Kind of catching me off guard.
Yeah, I
D&D
know.
will
Get
support.
some emotes and you get some emotes.
You
You
get
are a
an email.
superstar.
You get an
You are a
email.
superstar.
Everyone in the audience. Thank you so much. That's super kind of you.
So
I hope you're
kind.
enjoying the
Yes,
show.
yes.
It's very, very cool. Thank you.
As Des said, big gamer.
Big gamer. I don't know how to respond to positivity. Enjoy your D&D show. But yes, outside of your room is your familiar confidant, Irelin, who's like standing there, staff in hand.
Were you waiting here the whole time for us to arrive back, or did you just be in here?
No, I awkwardly timed my patrol to have an awkward encounter with you, my liege.
Perfect. Wouldn't have it any other way.
So,
Most encounters are awkward
So-
with Cal. Yes.
the surface, right?
Takes some getting used to.
It's quite pretty though.
I mean, it's no bioluminescent fungus, but
No,
No, it's
but
better.
I mean,
I mean,
For a
no,
lifetime.
just there's such a less color range.
for a lifetime of talking about the stars, it is nice to see them.
I will give you that.
I'd love to see the bioluminescence one day.
One day we'll show you. Soon enough, I hope.
Would you like to come in?
Did you want to?
No, I'm stationed outside your room to protect you.
Oh,
Would you like me to come down and do a
Thank you.
turn down service and leave a mint on your pillow or something?
oh, that would be delightful.
Well,
Lots of pillows, a
as
little
he-
bit extra.
Opens the door and puts the staff to his stomach and gives a deep bow. He goes, "Please, my liege, honor of our people, into your room. I shall draw you a bath, and I shall scrub you from honestly wherever you want, buddy. We can go back to the Inquisition days."
Oh,
Let's not go that far back.
I'm not opposed to sharing.
But is there something you wanted to perhaps mention?
No, I genuinely am stationed to protect your room.
Right, no, I assumed as much. I didn't think that part of it.
Did you want the bath? Did you?
Look, I might have one, but there's no need. Don't.
You're still
but
so
was
easy to
there
fluster.
something-
Oh, it's my favorite thing. Although you're pretty easy to fluster just now too.
Well, it's not often that a princess says she's up for grabs. Just
I mean, I'm not up for grabs. I get to decide. I just
fine, up for grabbing, I suppose.
Oh, well, if you ask nicely.
There was something you wanted to discuss? Perhaps mention?
As much as I did, this conversation is far more entertaining.
I'm having fun.
True. True. As flustered as I am, it is still entertaining. But
I didn't want to put anything out there yet. It's not been cleared, and I don't even know if I will survive the assault on the Emperor of Ghoul's hold. I just wanted to get you to sign off on something.
what is it?
I have intended and asked for Zilver's hand in marriage. And I was
Congratulations.
wondering, would you be my best man?
Oh,
Aww. That was in character.
of course. I would
The
never
other
turn
thing that
down
I need
such
you to
an
sign
offer.
off on is we both put in a request to become your gods at Ariel Keep?
Oh,
Ariel.
Ariel. And I'm sorry, but that is a step too far. I could never have. No, of course, I would accept you as my gods. Of course.
How are you with children?
Out of context, that may sound slightly.
I mean,
may
they're
sound
going
like
to have to be
something
okay
else.
with Sally and Owen and everybody.
You just see him just standing there, just buffering. Just a little minor illusion, just a spinning wheel.
Yeah. Except it looks like a water wheel.
Inra,
Yeah.
All
are you
right.
there?
Sorry. Kids? Is this why you're getting married?
No,
Like I said, out
We
of
found a
context,
child.
perhaps a little
there
strange.
turned out to be 12 children. With interesting
I mean,
properties.
powerful conception, my liege. Excellent job.
No, not like that. Like, we
Stop.
actually found her in a sewer.
Oh, I was also found in, well, not a sewer, but something similar.
I mean, understandable. Not my favorite places to be.
It's a bit shit, but yeah.
Yeah. No, she just likes to do pranks, is all I would say.
Very,
Very
much so like
talented.
to see that.
Actually, you know what? The more I think about it, the more I think the two of you would get along well.
Oh, it's probably.
I take that as a compliment.
In a good way. In a good way.
But no,
She likes to
Manish,
travel through the walls and call
there
people
is
Callison dear.
our Sindir. I
Yeah,
have
it's
met
really-
the,
it's-
what are they, bovine creatures? And I quite like
Yes.
that description.
It's pretty funny, huh?
I know the exact print I'm going to buy. I saw it in this store close by. They have a cow print suit. I think I will get that for you.
Oh,
I can't wait.
No. Please no. I mean, of course, if you ask me to wear it for your wedding, I will have to accept, but no other choice.
My liege. Part of the reason we want to be your guards is there is belief within the Inquisition, a bit of a schism, that there is some that wish to take the shards that you have retrieved and harness them safer, and we don't want that to happen to you.
I am pleased to have you both on my side. Zilva mentioned as much, and I have held such concerns in mind for a while now. You said here is safe to talk, right? Where we are?
There is the bath. Okay, yes, it is safe to talk.
And let's just say that is a particular set of circumstances that, if it comes to pass, I have been thinking much on.
My liege, we will
If they want to
keep you
come
safe.
for the
I
start.
have.
Of course.
You will not need to lift a finger. Do not worry.
I suppose.
I mean, you only have 5 left to lift. So.
Careful, you're going to spoil him.
Well,
We can't.
he is always powdered and proper, isn't he? Can't have him getting.
Oh, not recently, no.
I'm learning so much about you, Calicinda.
And I'm afraid the more time the two of you are spent together, you'll learn probably too much, but that is something I can't help at the moment.
I need more material to tease you with.
Oh god, you've even
I can
my
only
siblings
do the
yet.
joke about your hair so many times.
You haven't
I
even
do
met
believe
my
you did meet
siblings.
my apprentice, though. Reuventir.
Your apprentice.
Oh.
I have you to thank for Reuventir.
He is a little
Oh.
older than me, but I have excelled in my field and trained many quite well.
Congratulations, he is a remarkable mage and a remarkable person to have at my side. He has
Yes.
Quite
done
impressive. A little stuffy,
remarkable
but quite
work.
impressive.
He sticks to formality.
Probably why we get along quite well.
Doesn't explain us, but no.
No,
Right?
My liege, he is. I believe from the reports that have come back in, you have assigned him to the. Forgive my comment. Everett?
yes, King Everett.
So that means you need your own head of arcanists.
Correct, that is something I would greatly appreciate. I did intend to hopefully petition my mother for some additional staff here on the surface, but that is one of the areas that I've most been needing.
Well, I would you believe, have shown, if I may say so, my liege, I've shown quite the knack for arcanism and magic in general. So I would like to put my name forward as candidate, perhaps.
I'll have to think on that for a second. Yes, absolutely, I like it. Perfect, you're in.
And just like that, promotion is easy. Everyone take note.
Take note.
Friends in
friend
high
of
places
friends.
and all that, right?
Yeah.
It's not about who you know, what you know.
Or both.
Well, I know a lot.
Well, that is
Anyway.
part of your job.
He slams his staff to the ground as you hear her just like, boop, Mage Hand has started pouring a bath.
You're actually doing it. Alright, alright.
He's trying to say something. We just went through a desert and a keep tunnel. Or anyway, still a bit dusty, to be fair.
I'll be
Oh,
outside your room
sure.
if you need honestly anything.
Perfect. Thank you.
He just with like the end of the staff just closes the door behind him and has his back to it.
I like your friends.
They're good. I've missed them. It's been, well, I suppose, difficult at first, here on the surface without anyone.
It's fair.
How
Somebody
are-
like kicks back on like the couch or whatever. It's like, so Merc, I know you hear everything all the time. How were things at dinner?
Oh, we've been there the whole time? Okay.
Yeah, we're all,
I would say absolutely fucking not, Space. I would have fucking left well before this conversation had ended. My God, was it boring.
we're in like our rooms area, right?
I assume, is there a common room aspect to it?
Yeah, you all have like a large suite with
Okay.
rooms.
Cool.
The bed's on in that room, though. That's where Svane's gone. His own bed.
Yeah, no, like there's
Really?
doors in all tier rooms, so there's like the main
Yeah.
common area and then 3 rooms.
It's like, fuck this political shit. I'm out.
It's just,
what was the
you
question
don't
again,
care
sorry?
about the friends of Cal. He's just here for fucking vibing.
It's fair.
What was the question again, sorry?
I know that you tend to hear everything all the time. How were things when we were at dinner?
A lot of whispers about you, Zamani.
I guess that's
I'd say, yeah, I'd say about 50-50 as to whether they were good or like, who the fuck's this bitch sort of thing.
when a
I
prince
didn't
gets and decides to elope
notice-
with someone who's not a starless. I mean, I guess that's fair.
Yeah, I mean,
Do you remember their faces?
Somebody just smacks him lightly on the shoulder.
I
What?
mean, vaguely, I mean,
Merc, you're good.
yeah, you're really the only starless that I've spent any decent amount of time with, other than like Ruventir and what's the one
And
at
even
Ariel
them.
Keep?
Vocatil, which
Vocatil. Sorry. Yeah. So I haven't quite gotten good at like distinguishing different faces and things yet.
Are
slightly
you making
racist.
mean,
an all
fair
starless
enough.
self look the same kind of a joke? Because that's a bit weird, gamer.
Slightly
No,
racist, I guess.
Merc
Yeah,
is
fair enough.
trying to say that
Quick,
you
torture.
see a mass of any people, and they all start to sort of blur. Like the amount of people that walk past at dinner was probably like 20 to 30 people, sort of thing, throughout the whole of dinner. Like it's hard to
Is-
pick people from a group.
Is it possible to buy Merc glasses for her entire cloak?
You know what I mean. I didn't pay as much attention. I would have paid more attention if there were genuinely like threatening statements, but it was mainly just like sort of,
Right.
And most of them probably think I'm off my rocker for even presenting this as an idea.
Yeah,
Maybe,
it
but
was disgruntled vibes.
they will change their tone.
Even if they don't, it's not like they really have too much of a choice.
No. That's
True.
it's true. Anything else you saw down there, Merc? Especially with that cloak of yours.
Well, I saw your friend,
Bless you.
Bless you.
Double bless you.
Wait, who's blessing her? Quick, which god?
I'm alive.
Guiding light bless you.
Thank you.
Sam.
Alright.
Arellen? Yeah,
Yes.
I noticed Arellen coming up to us, beforehand, which, it probably slightly irks the Master of Disguise. Merc sort of
True.
says towards the door. But just haven't noticed anything bad so far. Looks like your security details are doing their jobs and taking it seriously, which is to be
I would
expected.
hope so.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well,
I'll keep my eyes peeled.
What your other friend
They
said
have
was a little bit nervousness inducing.
Honey bit.
suppose that's fair. I mean, I didn't expect them.
I just meant working with Shannon.
Oh, right.
I mean, also, of course, you know, the fact that people want to kill you, but what's really new about that?
I wasn't sure how far the whole Tran thing would have spread, to be honest, but
That means that Shannon had to have told them, and someone over there had to have told people, probably in a fit of rage.
Mm.
Or your
there are
mom.
spies on both sides. I'm not surprised.
That's fair.
Spies everywhere.
Hmm.
Although none that I
Well,
can
we
see in
have
this
the
room,
next-
so that's good.
The next 2 days ahead of us to prepare and do whatever we need to do. See Ojikir again.
Are we staying
tomorrow-
in the actual library? Or are we
No,
just,
no,
like-
you're staying in a like a very, very aristocratic district of Ojikir, where there's many like taverns and inns, and you're probably staying quite close to where like the president are staying, and even from your rooms you can hear kind of like the rowdiness of within the streets. Just, but it's safe.
Aside from all of this here, how are you feeling, Samani?
Nervous? Nervous as hell? Or do you mean the whole, like, you have a soul again thing?
I was more for looking back on your whole soul situation. Didn't really
Guys,
have
what color
time
are my
to.
eyes?
They are the eyes were the one thing that was left for Lord of Decay, not the soul.
Okay, so still green.
They're back to the green.
Okay, cool. Very neat. I was just wondering, because it just popped into my head all of a sudden. I mean, it's uncharted territory. I'm still trying to feel things out. It's not like I've really needed to use any magic up until this point, so it's not like I've really been able to kind of trace any kind of connection. So I'm just kind of sitting
That's
where I
fair.
was, I guess.
I mean, do you want to try some magic? I know that, what was it, prestidigitation?
I mean, sure.
Yeah.
I prestidigitate some of the dust, I guess.
Works as per usual.
I assume it doesn't really feel any different.
No, not really.
It just worked as it always has.
Perfect.
I mean, it shows that you still have magic, so that's good.
Yes, well, the Decay did say that that would be a thing.
Yeah. Oh, yes, but you know, you never know with.
Out of everyone on this planet, he is one of those people that I will keep his word. At least to
Strangely
deliver.
enough, that's true.
True.
He's not someone
We
you
have
have
to
to worry
think of-
about giving you a bold-faced lie. Now, manipulating the
No.
words of what he says in order to fuck you over, potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Just have to be very careful on what the words are you use.
Yeah.
I want to say though, Zamani, I do apologize for keeping the whole codex situation secret from you.
I mean, I assumed that you couldn't actually tell me, which makes sense.
Well, I wasn't sure how much the Lord of Disintegration would be listening in and prying, and it was a risk I didn't want to take.
Although, at this
Mm.
point, we know that he never would have been able to hear.
That's true. That's true.
The only
But-
reason why Decay can hear is because of this little guy, and I hold up my finger, and Old's just like wrapped around it like a
Little
little
noodle.
ring, and it just goes like. "Pfft."
Yeah.
Who's the cutest little double agent I've ever seen?
You know what? I'm glad he isn't going anywhere.
True.
Too.
Alright.
Now,
What are the plans
at
for the next
some
couple of days?
stage, prepare. Prepare.
That's vague.
Um,
Okay.
Do whatever you need to do. I'm going to be trying to make as many rounds to people, speaking and seeing them as I can beforehand. Overthinking every situation that might come up and thinking of the catastrophic situations that could emerge from this, but that's me.
Is that something that I should also join in on? I don't know, like,
Oh,
if that
no,
will make
don't.
it
It's
better
a-
or worse, or how. Well, because, like, if people are gonna go around calling me princess, I feel like I should be doing something.
Yeah, that's new.
Yeah,
I mean,
feels very weird. I mean, usually it's always been an insult, but I think this is just like, hey, this is your station now.
Yeah.
that is unavoidable now, correct? That is your station. I mean, I suppose you could always perhaps make introductions to a few people. Speak to them.
I mean, I don't want to do
Sure.
anything that would make your job harder. It's just, I also
Yes,
don't want
I
people to think that I've just along for the ride, I guess.
I trust you to be able to handle yourself in social encounters, Amani. I'm not afraid of what you might do.
No, not in the
I
slightest.
know you would never. What was that?
I said, no, not in the slightest.
Well, besides trying to learn of embarrassing stories about myself to use later, that is that's a different story.
I did enjoy flustering your friend a little bit.
Look, there'll be plenty more. Well, not friends, but people. But no, I mean, that was
Okay.
both of my friends, as we've learned.
I mean, it makes sense that you would. You're the type of person that would wouldn't have just a lot of careless relationships.
Oh, God, no.
The friends you do have are it's very strong bonds.
Precisely. They're people that I would trust
good.
with my life.
It's good.
How are you doing,
Right.
Mark? I know that you kind of hate the whole
Hmm.
like devil side of things, even though given both of our lineages.
I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic about this whole summit. I'm cautiously optimistic about you getting your soul back and things going okay there. Although I am sure we will have to fight off some of, the Lord of Disintegration's people coming to take the soul back. Because I'm sure they're pissed off.
I don't know because technically he did trade it away.
Yeah, but
I
then
don't
it's
know how
stolen.
bound to deals they are because I mean, Decay did say that they were kind of like sacred affairs, in a way.
Yeah.
Now,
don't
the
know.
situation after we decide to kill Screw and eliminate him from existence entirely, that might change the situation.
That's fair.
Maybe, yeah, true. And then, I still have all this god stuff to figure out as well. By the way, news on that. I did get contacted by one of the Nameless Untold. And turns out that the trail for the Codex went cold at the Undaria Isles.
Well, I mean that I'm sure that's just a coincidence, right?
No way that
Surely. Yeah.
lightning could strike twice, yeah?
What? No, never.
Samael holding an incredibly powerful artifact of the Ascended in his possession? No way.
No.
Was that a Lezefican joke saying lightning strike twice? Because that's funny.
No, that was just a joke.
Okay, right.
Well, not really a joke, just a
Um,
phrase.
Yeah, no.
But I suppose, if you want to call it that, I'll be happy to claim it as a joke.
Well done, Cal. So yeah, that whole thing is a lot, and we have the weight of this unknown general hanging over our heads. Sure, they'll pop up at some point.
Which one?
This druid, the one who we think has the staff.
Because the next one, I mean, the only other one going forward that we know where they are is Syrah.
Wait, which one?
Sasara.
Oh yeah, yep.
No. In character, somebody hasn't had this conversation with you guys yet. She thought it was obvious, but didn't realize that she hadn't explicitly said, "Hey, you guys ended up having hostages. Mine got turned into a general." So your confusion is
Ah.
valid and based.
Okay, cool.
This is me
Because
trying
I
to open up
completely.
for that
think you
conversation.
need to explain this a bit more, Zamani.
Yeah. What?
Well, I mean, you guys all had hostages taken because of people you cared about. I didn't have a person that I cared about. I had a person that betrayed me horribly. And so she kind of like pulls out her letter. Not that it'll do any good because you guys can't read it. I mean, he took her, and then now we heard from when we were on the boats that she's been going around saying that she has the backing of an ascended. Which I assume that means that
Oh.
she's...
Shit. Okay. Right.
Did I skip a step?
Question:
I
do y'all
thought
want
it
to wake Svein up for this? He's not there.
Yeah, probably.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I had said that
left.
Svein had left.
I
Because you guys
forgot
were
Svein
having this
left.
whole fucking awkward
Yeah.
conversation. Svein's like, "Peace, I'm out."
I
And
forgot, my bad.
I just messaged
Yeah,
Dennis. I'm like,
I
I
think-
like that Svein went to bed and no one's gone to get him.
I forgot
at-
that you
at
left.
this point-
I'm sorry.
At this point, Merc would go, right, I think we need to talk properly. I think we need Svein in part of this conversation. And Merc will go and grab him.
That's fair. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that my
That's all right.
assumption was problematic.
Assumption's
no,
a
no.
whole ass person missing.
I assumed he was very tired from the
No, I
day.
meant assumption about everyone knowing Sasara, so she thought she was just going over stuff everyone already knew.
Okay, I thought you were saying assumption of people that are in
Yeah.
the room.
Mm-mm.
Svein,
She didn't realize she was divulging new info.
Gotcha. even then the Merc stuff was being said, I'm like, this seems like important information that one of us is left out on because no one went to get him. No, but Svein will, you'll hear a grunt from behind the door and you'll, he will sort of peek open the
I want
door
a
just a little
cinnamon
bit.
roll.
we've Zamani has new information about one of the generals. I figured it was important that you would hear for the convo.
Yeah, are they done with the fucking weird conversation, like the awkward flirting that was happening?
Yeah, that's all done with. I had to sit through all of that just in the corner.
Why didn't you just leave to go to your room? I did that.
Because I
I'm
figured it
now.
was important. I don't know.
Awkward flirting
The
is not
awkward flirting
important
is always
anywhere.
important.
I mean, I don't know how to recognize
That's weird,
flirting.
Merc. That's really weird. Like, if you're into that, that's more power to you, but I'm not. So, fuck it. We're past it now. We'll move on.
I'm not into that.
Yeah,
Anyway.
sure. Whatever you say.
Come on.
Mhm.
Put your pants on.
I'm wearing pants. My
Merc,
shoes
what
aren't
is
on.
your obsession?
Damani's the one that sleeps naked. You're getting things mixed up.
No, she was.
No, his shirt may not be on, but his shoes may not be on. The dogs are out, just for reference.
griffins are out.
But they're always there.
He's out the dogs out.
They're canonically always out though, because he wears sandals.
Oh god. The griffers.
Right.
So what Merc was saying, some shit was being talked about. It was important. The fuck's happening?
I made an incorrect assumption, and I'm very sorry about it. So, you all had hostages taken. I didn't have anyone that I really, cared about from my life before all of this happened. So instead, he took the person that I did care about and then horribly betrayed me and turned them into a general. And then she went around, and when we were on the boats, Anatari? Thank you. Anatari told us about how this leader of the pedals, Sasara, was going around saying that she had the backing of he's not an ascended. Wait, Brango Burr.
He's a saint.
Saint, thank you. The backing of the saints. So I made the assumption, oh shit, that means that Sasara's become a general. But I guess I didn't actually convey that through words with the group. So yes, Sasara's a general. And she's in Sirach, and I loathe to go back to Sirach, but I also really like the idea of knocking her down a peg or two. So
Okay,
since
so-
she's the only one that we know where they're located next, I thought that maybe after the summit and thing, we could try to gear up towards fighting that.
Okay. That's another general. That's a general that Joranbeer didn't know about. In that case.
You're right. He did.
Because
Did I? Then I
We were
grabbed
told-
the mirror.
we were
should
talking
I?
about 6 generals. I
Perhaps
think
that
it's
should-
important.
Okay. I grab the mirror.
No
Wait for the
response.
ringtone to go off.
No response. Radio.
Bro's
He's
asleep.
sleeping.
I wish I could put
Probably.
voicemail. Could you
Sorry.
imagine? Mirror mail!
Mirror mail.
Mirror
I mean,
mail.
it's fair.
Okay.
It's late at night.
We can try in the morning.
Still makes me
I
nervous.
suppose. Yeah.
Right.
So
Or
just
else he could just
quickly,
be.
sorry,
Amazing.
this new fucking person. Well, I've immediately forgotten the name. I'll be honest with you.
So
I'm a little
sad.
tired.
You're
Sure.
fine.
Had we know much about her? I assume you know something about her.
I mean, she's a spiteful, deceptive bitch.
Yeah, but like.
That doesn't describe a lot. Well, that
How
actually
she
describes a lot
fights,
of
how she-
people, but specifically not a lot.
It's fair. And what do you want specifically then?
Well, if we have to fight her, I want to know how quickly she can kill us.
Probably quite
Yeah.
quickly, actually. She's quite effective at what she does, and now she also has the backing of an entire criminal organization devoted to human trafficking.
What does she do?
I don't know what she does at this point. I haven't seen her, and I haven't seen her since I was.
What
18.
did she do?
Does just to make sure that I'm not going to end up messing up any of your current plans. I assume that we were both. That's when we were both just rogues. Yeah. I mean, we were street urchins. We were rogues. We just snuck around and we stole stuff. We broke
Okay.
into rich people's houses and we stole their things.
So she's going to steal us to death. Sorry, that's a joke. Bad time.
Technically not inaccurate though. So if you steal someone's heart, they do die. So
I mean,
Wow.
I guess it depends on the way you steal it.
like physically.
I know you do like pick up on like a tinge of like sadness in that for a second, and then she just like pretends like everything's
How
fine.
did you assume that he picks up on anything in this situation?
Merc
Okay.
would pick up on it then.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
giving you
yeah.
the opportunity to pick up on it. If you decide that you are
Yeah.
not perceptive enough to do so, then that is
Um,
fine.
So you two were close then?
I mean, yeah, she was my only family for quite a while, and then she betrayed me and sold me into human trafficking and all of those other things that we've talked about before.
Right.
She's
So,
how I got there, so.
Yeah. That's.
I mean, not to make light
that's-
of it. It's just been a good day, and I don't want to like start unpacking all of that.
Yeah, we can unpack it later if you're up to it.
No.
I mean, you know the general rundown of it. It's just now that you know how. This is because I heard that I got there.
Okay.
But it's nice to know that your vengeance, which we were going to seek anyway, is connected to Samael. So two birds with one stone, I suppose.
That is true. I mean, I've always wanted to tear down Sirach.
Is that another saying you've stolen from the above ground people there, Cal? I assume you
Nice.
don't have
I
birds
love
down there.
I love how you
That-
refer to us as the above ground people.
Well, it's the
That's
above ground people and the
almost-
below ground people.
It almost feels like almost a slight against Nemivana, but it'll be 3 birds, so that's fine.
So, Merc, you don't want us killing 3 birds, but 2 birds is fine.
I mean,
I
killing
mean-
no birds with stones would be great unless they're, harming you in any way.
And
right,
I'm
but
just saying, chicken night's pretty good, and we just had quail tonight.
It's,
we
yeah,
did eat.
she has a
birds.
point.
I didn't harm them.
I mean, you did.
I'm not even going to unpack that
Anyways,
entire line of thought.
Whatever, it doesn't
But,
matter.
Serok, that is now, Zamani. I have held on to this for quite some time, but from those assassins that ambushed us the first time en route to Safasa, I
Yes.
did, and I still have the teleportation disc to Serok, which I imagine would enter into some hidden
Horrible, awful
sanctuary
bad.
of the petals, some sort of headquarters of theirs, if this was for their use.
That's a very dangerous gamble.
It
Yeah,
is.
I feel like it's higher likelihood that it's just they're carrying it in the case they die. We pick it up, we teleport there. All of a sudden, we're in a trap.
Or perhaps it was used for them potentially to be a get out of jail moment for them.
Takes it to their safe house or something.
Hmm.
Yeah, let's not
One
drop into
use.
their backyard.
one quick action. No, let's not directly drop in there, but if we are going to take on Serok, it's a useful tool to have in our back pocket.
It's a good plan, C.
We're not, at the moment at least, do not have a direct plan for Serok, so let's keep every option on the table. And
So we've got A and B still to formulate, but we have a C. Gotcha.
True.
we have
mean,
a
could we
desired
technically-
outcome.
Could we send something through that?
No,
No.
it teleports us. That is it.
That's frustrating.
People.
I mean, before we also try to formulate any kind of a plan, I'd like to go to Sthasa, because that's going to greatly impact the way that things run.
Right. Do you think we could perhaps get Morvis's help?
I'm sorry, brain go for what Morvis is.
Morvis is the king. King of Sethasa.
Sovereign.
The guy you're-
Morvis
Sovereign.
Kinbro.
That's his name, I'm sorry.
Morvis
I
King
mean-
Kinbro.
And he's definitely alive.
Des, no,
He's
you-
definitely not screwed.
I have like 3 connections to people. Like outside of this party, I have 2.
Sounds like you might be getting screwed out of another.
Okay, taking inspiration.
I already have one, but
Take a d6.
yes.
Because I have 2 people that I care about outside of this party. Would you really just murder them for funsies?
Well, I wouldn't murder him for funsies, but, kidnap. We'll get to it. We'll get to it when we get to that.
It'd be
Burn
business,
that
not
bridge
pleasure.
when we get to it.
Or I'm just trolling.
Which is
That's
a
Also a
patent
very
Des move.
strong possibility.
That is a patented Des move.
I mean, he did offer me a favor of literally anything I want.
And I
Maybe.
imagine for him, Serok is a bit of a thorn in the side.
And if they are wanting to expand, it's not a bad deal.
Precisely. Do you have
Are,
a
are we implying
desired-
all-out war again?
Yes, that's exactly what I want.
How many wars are we trying to start, Zamani?
I mean, 2, yeah.
Arguably, we actually haven't started. any
Prevent
wars
one, actually.
ourselves. We've prevented war.
So
we
you'll be
haven't
net
started.
zero wars in KDA.
Exactly. As long as I
We
stop
actually-
one war
yeah.
and start another one, I'm fine.
We haven't started a war yet. That is something we have yet to achieve. So
Well, to be fair, I
I
did
mean-
say try a Cal.
It's true.
We've technically started a war against Samael by moving against him.
Okay,
Oh,
but
he
that's
started
not
that
me
himself.
specific.
he
Yes.
started that himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, we moved against him.
How are we getting into the semantics of this thing that was an offhanded joke?
Right.
Yes. But yeah, so I'm sorry that I didn't ever actually adequately take time to explain anything.
That's alright. We all have lots of things on our minds.
Do
True, but I'm
you,
glad that I could write it.
Mhm. Do you have a idea in mind? I know that you haven't had a chance to really consider this too much, but an idea in mind of what you would like Sethasa to be at the end.
It's a
Serok, sorry.
They want it to be a lot more like Sethasa. Or anywhere
Right.
else, honestly. Anything that isn't literally ruled
Anything
by...
better?
Literally anything that doesn't treat its people like currency is ruled by a conglomerate of crime syndicates that exploit their people for horrible, horrible means and reasonings. With an class of aristocracy that also indulges in and engages in the exact things that these crime syndicates do because they're literally in bed with each other if they're not actively members of these crime syndicates.
Oh, that's too
So,
much.
I mean, I
That's
think
fair.
that's a
That's
pretty
Can't really
decent
argue with
place
that.
to start.
That is a good place to start.
Remember how I said I prefer the trees? I'm missing them right now.
No, you don't want to get
Yeah.
to the rage mode on a bunch of bad people soon.
Trees were easier, I understand. They didn't traffic people, I think.
True.
I've heard some pretty dark, twisted stories about the road, though. To people that
That's
have
just
slightly
slander.
hated it.
Well, everywhere has their nasty bits.
There's probably, stories brought about by people who weren't, what's the phrase, friends of the world?
As long as you
Hmm.
don't go
mean-
in there with the intent of hurting the word, it won't go in there with the intent of hurting you.
I mean, we've literally seen what happens to somebody who pisses off something affiliated with the Woad and not even the Woad itself. So, I mean, I think that the Woad has quite the ability to fuck anything up it dares it wants to.
World power, yay!
I mean, a big tiger dragon thing got sent after us. That was scary.
That was
That-
that was
that's
terrifying, but also cool. Like a cool terrifying. What was it the
I
felled
don't-
dragon?
Oh, yeah, and then there was the big kraken thing afterwards.
Yeah. On the verge.
Oh yeah, the one that.
Yeah, that one.
It's kind of like a guardian, but it's kind of a bit more important. It's fine.
Big squid.
Like, I was just like low key offended at Zamani's very
Yeah,
casually
like-
referring to these creatures.
Spain over here just like, okay, enough of this word slander, alright? You leave it fucking alone.
This is some extremely anti-woke propaganda I'm hearing right now. This is fucked up.
I'm at my limit, guys.
The money's being paid by big logging. She's an expert in stumps.
I must say though, Svein, it's impressive seeing you directing your rage and using your new skills. Very
I don't
impressive.
know if it's necessarily directing or utilizing or skills, but they're there.
The new you works well. Basically, what I'm saying.
I appreciate that. Although it is still a vampiric frenzy, which is probably dangerous, I have to assume.
Oh yeah, probably.
Still get to that. Hopefully, I can not smack somebody. Don't really want to.
Okay. I mean, yeah,
I mean,
fair.
you're being more true to yourself, right? It's paying off, it seems.
I don't know at the moment.
It's probably a. It shows. I don't know what it shows. I was going to say wisdom, but it really doesn't. I don't
Thanks,
know.
Merc.
I'm tired. Gold
Your
star.
input is invaluable.
I'm trying, okay?
You just hear a
Trying to do
lone
the whole-
wolf from outside the door. This summit is doomed.
I mean, I'm not even gonna I'm gonna sit in the corner of the room of the summit. I'm not gonna
I'd
take
rather
part
not
in
be
it.
there.
Like, you're muted.
You're muted.
As you moan
I've been
out the
talking
way.
this whole fucking time. I was going to say
Yep.
that if that's something we want to just briefly touch upon, I was going to talk about protocol and procedure if you were to attend the summit.
Mhm.
But you don't have to, Spain, if you do not wish to.
See you in the after
I'm
party.
sure we can. I'm sure we can recap everything for you. Macastil, do you intend to be there?
At this stage, I do, unless I get a
What's
better
that
offer.
mean? Oh,
I mean, I
Alright,
might get a better
fair
offer. I don't know.
very well.
Who knows?
Is that like it's like Zamani? Is that code?
No, I believe that had more to do with like if you decide to ask Merc if you want to go do something during the summit, then that would be potentially a better offer.
Is it code?
Yeah, or
I mean, do you want to be?
I don't think she wants it to.
It did seem like it. No.
Just talking across
Yeah.
past Merc.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing.
I was literally saying what the summit is 3 or 4 days away,
Two.
or 2 days away. Yeah,
So-
a lot can happen in 2 days. So if there is a better offer that comes up, then I won't be there.
Merc,
People
for right
love
now,
make
I'm going to
contingencies
assume that
for
is
stuff that
code.
are like way out of left field. I mean, yeah. I mean, she has the whole like dedication to her to her betrothed and all that stuff. So maybe
Anything
not.
could happen. Anyway,
She
Um,
keeps saying anything can happen. I'm conflicted right now. I don't know what's happening.
You're fine.
But
neither.
Merc, if you do intend, just be polite. Don't say much.
Anything.
Don't give away anything. If people ask you things about me, especially, or Zamani, don't say
Regardless of
anything.
which side.
Wait a minute. Can we just, if hypothetically, if we go, can we make up bullshit about nothing to confuse people?
No.
I would
I don't
rather
know.
not.
I'll stay home. It's fine.
I think, yeah. If I do go, I probably won't be saying much, if not anything at all, because I haven't had the training to react to such things. I kind of stayed away
Right.
from the
I-
whole
look,
court
I-
lessons.
Yes, I do say this with care and love, but you have been known for sometimes saying things in situations which you may not be prepared for. Anyway,
Are you saying I put my hoof in my mouth often?
Yes.
sometimes, yes.
Mhm.
Or you put your hoof in other people's mouths and then it causes problems as well.
Is that a kink?
No, that has to do with wait, did you kick him in the face? Did you smack? What happened? I don't remember.
No.
This conversation is going all over the goddamn place.
Yeah.
I
Anyway,
don't know
my
if this is
point
a,
That's
I
how
don't
we
know if
keep
this is a
our-
kink conversation anymore.
We keep
Sorry,
our
I
enemies
was-
on our toes like this.
I was just talking
On their
about when
toes.
she decided to absolutely
Torture.
obliterate. What did you say, Des?
Just
Regular
torture. Just
torture.
torture.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna talk about. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, regular, sure, but no. I mean, I think it would be best if I just stayed home as well.
I mean,
whichever
you're
you-
more than welcome to attend there.
I appreciate that.
So, as the evening gets late, this begins to draw to a close. Because it's quite late at this point as well. We're going to have to break.
That's why we're talking shit.
We'll
Yay.
be back in about 5-ish minutes. Until then, we'll see you then. See you in a few.
Bah.
Okay, we are back. So as you all bed down for the evening, getting various levels of long rests between you, getting some of your hit dice back, half, maybe bringing you back up to full if you didn't have them. Merkestiel, the night that comes to you is difficult. You toss and turn quite a lot. In the early hours of the morning, you assume, you drift off finally, and visions come to, not quite unlike what you've had before. You see your mother there. She's on the opposite side of a workbench, very familiar workbench of your father's, and she's talking to herself, but she's looking at you or past you. You're not quite sure. Because you could go down the wrong road, and it could be bad. I don't want this for you, but if this is how it's gonna be, if this is what they'll do to you, then you might need this someday. It's just on like small leather wrappings. You see she's wearing something around and she's carving something into the hilt. Almost showing you how to do it. And you see she's carving a name. A name you don't recognize, but a name innately you feel like you should know now. There's a connection in your mind as flashes of a future that she's seeing for you. A strong weapon in hand as she carves in the name. The lost name of Nemivana's lover, Lyrian.
Shit.
She kind of talks towards you, not at you, not to you. If there comes a time when you feel out of options, out of luck, or maybe you just feel like it's all getting away from you, there's power in this. There's power in you. I know you'll do what's right. You wake up the next morning.
Probably drenched in sweat. Yeah, Merkel take some time, like splash water on her face, wake up a bit, and just I assume there's like a what do you call it? Like a dresser almost. Yeah. Like a low table sort of thing that she can put. She takes her mace out of like her bag or whatever that's nearby, and just lays it across, and just sort of stands there with a small dagger in hand, just looking at the hilt of the mace, before finally carving the name into the hilt.
As you get to the final letter, you hear like a crack of thunder and like a snapping of vines, as if some barrier is being torn through, as some great force of energy hits your mace and sends it propelling across the room. And then you see embedded in the wall behind you a large warhammer. The head of the hammer is adorned with intricate engravings of birds in flight, showing Nemivana's connection to all aspects of life. The black leather wrapped handle, now inscribed with the name of a lover whose identity is lost to time. You feel a powerful celestial presence coming from the mace. But in the same breath, you feel voices in your head of a few of the various gods you worship going, "You betray." And just like that, your cleric powers are pulled from you. there's powers ahead of you. If only you make an oath.
It's definitely there's a wince as the powers are stripped. And Merc almost shrinks into herself. And she'll take a few tentative steps towards the hammer. Straightening up. We'll grab it just under the head. And the other hand on the base, pulling it out of the wall. I have to make an oath. I have to do this. This was not an act of betrayal. This was an act of devotion. I devote myself to the four of you. Nemevana, Celelio, Lezefican, and Zagolia. I will try to do what is right. I will try to remain watchful. I will shine like the fucking sun if I have to. And when it all must end, I will guide people to their graves. I will do this.
As you feel the presence, the eyes of the Ascended on you. Claire, you will never be again. The powers of a priest will not be returned. But you have swore to bring balance to them all, and in this moment you swear an oath to each of them. Binding yourself to the hammer. Request you'll change from cleric to paladin. And as you feel it, a
Let's
surge
go.
of strength as all your muscles begin
Bastard Merc.
to grow as when you tune to the hammer, your strength score increases.
Yo,
I forgot
buff
about that
Merc.
bit. Shit, I need to add that. Hang on. Yeah, Merc's real buff now.
Yeah, we're gonna see buff Merc now.
Yep.
We're just gonna walk out in the morning to see Merc there, just lifting weights in the common room.
Do you have a magic item right up for me, Des, or not quite yet?
No, I
It's
don't
on our
have it.
buff mommy arc.
I've sent you all the abilities, so you can keep it
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
I'll have it
All
in
good.
Roll20 next week.
That's
Okay,
right. All
Adri,
good.
I have a very important question for you now.
Mm.
Does Merc have abs?
I think she had the shadows of abs to begin with, but
Give
now
me those
they're
washboard
full
abs,
defined.
baby.
Oh yeah.
Simone is like, does she have abs and can I lick them?
It is full washboard, Baywatch. She's
priorities,
fucking
okay?
ripped.
Just say. I need to
she
know.
looks fucking good. Yeah, I'll take some time to look over the hammer, and I assume looking at the name where it's inscribed, do I get the sense that it's it's almost protected while it's in my grasp in terms of people don't understand what it is?
I'd say so.
Cool. Very cool. Alright. And yeah, Merc will make her way out to the common room for whatever the fuck happens next.
You'll see Merc come out of her slumber. She looks bigger. She looks far more muscular.
Restful nightmare?
What happened to you?
Not stressful at all, but important. I swore an oath to the four gods this morning.
Did you already do that?
Yeah.
No. I was faithful to them before, but now it is a proper oath. Much like Teethan has sworn to Justina. I have sworn to the four. And yes, it is the four again.
All
Very
right.
interesting.
This is a.
And that made you swole as fuck?
No, this did. And Merkel will, like, just pat the head of the hammer that's hanging off her belt.
What, did you have a baby in the middle of the night? Where the fuck did this thing come from?
No, Merkel pull it out of, like, the little belt loop she has, and you'll see that the handle is still the same.
I thought it was a great hammer. Like, this bitch
It's a
is like
warhammer.
two-handed.
Warhammer.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Can
Sorry.
be
I thought you said-
two-handed.
Yeah, no.
It's versatile.
Mhm.
It's versatile, but it's I imagine, I don't actually know how big a warhammer is, but I assume it's similar to like sledgehammer sort of size, yeah?
What the
It
hell?
can be
Yeah,
whatever
you got-
size you want it to be, I think.
Yeah.
In
You're
regards-
not, you're not far
I
off
think-
though. So the sledgehammer side is the sort of traditional medieval warhammer.
Yeah.
Rough.
And yeah, she'll pull it out and you'll see that the handle and the hilt of it is still the same altar, like, table leg that the mace was. Yeah, it was.
Okay. Okay.
taken from Silalio's
Hey,
altar when she was
Forcer's
repairing
Cove is Radiance with a party of 13. How you guys doing?
Hello.
What's
Hello,
up with
welcome,
you gamers
welcome.
today? How's things?
I'm not being fatherless or
how was
anything
your game
today.
today?
When have you ever
Don't
not
lie.
been fatherless? What were you guys doing? RPGs? What sort of RPGs were you doing today? We're playing our D&D today, but tell us what's up with you guys. Tell us what you explored tonight.
You should probably also explain what's going on here.
I'm about to. So, we're playing Kingslayers. We're getting
I thought
up-
you were saying.
No. Our party is getting ready to try and convince two warring nations of elves to finally have a peace talk, and it's going to go perfectly fine. There's definitely not going to be issues. And Marquestial just class changed from cleric to paladin and got a pretty sick warhammer for it. Other than that, we met some of Calicinder's old school buddies from when he was a little Inquisition soldier, and look, the rest of the stuff is just Jen being a degenerate.
General.
What? I mean, it's in the name.
What's different? Just a regular day on the Eldritch Square.
Yeah, we're playing Kingslayers. We're finally maybe gonna have peace talks and have some progress. Who knows?
Yeah, so this is... I don't know, I had a vision last night of my mother. We are alone in this room, aren't we?
To the best of your knowledge.
Yeah, cool. Merkel will definitely, like, lower her voice when she's saying these next few things, because it is very important that you all don't spread this. This is very...
Because, I mean, I assume you're like being like, this is a secret, right?
Yeah, Merc's gonna... this
I
next
pull
bit
out my
is
little
actually...
notebook and I just put it on the table. Like, just
Yeah, that makes more sense. And Merkel just write on the page, my mother showed me the name of Nemevana's lost lover, which I then inscribed onto the hilt of my weapon.
and that made you all swole?
No, well, the hammer did. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So how does that equal super cool hammer?
And Merc, well, does Merc get the sense that she's in it?
Yeah, you can feel a strong
Yeah, cool.
celestial presence within her.
Cool.
So
Merc will
I
just
assume all
write.
this is just get writing.
Yeah. Merc will just write, she is the hammer. Or they are the hammer, I should say.
That is unexpected.
Yes, it was powerful
Is
enough for them
this-
to break their shackles, and it would seem now they are mine to protect.
Right.
In writing.
Is this?
Sorry, go ahead.
Right, you go.
Zamani's definitely going to be like, you didn't say it though, right? So does that mean Nimavana is still trapped?
I didn't say it. I just got their attention.
I'm sure that was quite friendly, right?
Yeah, I mean, I might need to pay for the repair of a wall and perhaps a small dressing table, but, you know.
Expenses that
What
can
are
be
the king-
covered.
Yeah, what are the Kingfishers without a few damaged hotel rooms?
I mean,
Right.
if we have one consistency about us, it's the fact that we break things.
Very true.
Damage.
I feel like I need to
property.
break something.
You already did. Do you remember when the boat, when you decided to throw your axe against the wall and it got stuck in there?
Very true.
Well,
Very
that
true.
wasn't really that bad of a break. The others seem like you're talking about a lot more. I feel like I should break more.
You really don't need to unless you want to start paying more.
Mm.
Oh. It just seemed like that was like a whole thing you guys were doing. It's like, wait, I just want to be a part of the group, and it seems like y'all are
had-
destroying shit.
We had a companion who had the soul of a phoenix trapped in her, and then every now and then she would kind of like accidentally set things on fire in her sleep. So it's not really like it was intentional, but you know.
A little thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I need to get a soul of a phoenix in me. Sounds good.
One thing at a time.
I'm fucking around. That was a joke. I don't want to do that.
Okay.
That sounds painful.
Yeah.
How are the others feeling about this, Merc?
They at first stripped away my powers or my magic for being a cleric for betraying them and releasing, Nemivana. But
This is all written down.
yes, all written
Just to
down.
clarify.
Yep.
Just to clarify.
But I think once the oath was sworn, I'm not getting angry voices anymore. Must be a good thing.
I
Well,
mean,
that
it's
is-
at least more neutral.
Mm.
I don't think it's necessarily a good idea to assume that you're on good terms.
No.
Can we just assume that you're still on bad terms until proven otherwise? It seems like the safest option.
I agree.
We'll find out. One way or
I think
another.
just play your cards carefully, as it were, until you can find out a bit more about where they all stand.
Yeah.
But this is good, though. Hopefully, this is the start of somewhat of a new beginning in your relationship to them.
So,
Very true.
Merc, the fuck does the hammer do?
The hammer. Oh, this hammer. It does a lot.
This is meant to be a callback because Merc questions Thane on his sword.
Yep.
You show me mine, I'll
Well-
show you yours.
Yeah.
It obviously makes me very, very buff. But it also... It's good at restoring. It's full of the life magic of, the person. Or the god, I should say. It's very... Yeah, it's good at restoring myself and my allies. And it hits really, really hard. Like, it has so much... Like, can you not feel that? And Merkel sort of like hold it towards each of you as you potentially feel celestial energy.
Oh no, this thing radiates celestial energy.
Yeah.
Thane's just gonna sit there like he doesn't feel a thing.
Cal splashes holy water over it.
Oh fuck, I got garlic
It's-
dip on
yeah.
Nimavana.
It's very, very strong. And I think that's what my mother saw. A strength
Merc,
where it was needed.
I appreciate that you are staying on brand.
For-
You are nothing
What?
but vague.
I mean, I don't know. It literally happened like 5 minutes ago. I'm still working it out.
That's fair. What does
I
this
know I
mean
can
about-
bless my allies with it.
Are you still able to heal us when we fucking die?
Yes. That I'm sure of. I still have
All right.
White the healing magics, if needed, including some very, very strong healing if we need. But, you know, everything has a cost.
I mean, I'm not known for being.
Oh, is this going to turn you insane as well, like me, or is it a different type of cost?
No,
I
no,
can't deal with another one of you going crazy. I'm
That was
saying.
mostly
No.
a joke. I didn't assume it was quite like that, but
If I use the most strength that this hammer can do, I can bring someone to the heartiest they've ever been. But I also hurt myself in doing so. So for mechanical things, I can heal someone up to their max, but I take half of the damage that is healed.
Okay, is that the only healing that you have?
No, this has several big abilities. It's got 15
Okay.
charges.
Very
Well,
Oh, you
as
don't have
you
to like
spend-
lay it all out.
yeah.
I think
As
the
you
characters.
spend-
If you want to see
Oh,
it, it's all on the
oh.
Patreon as of tomorrow.
and if anyone wants to get a sneak peek before Merc uses all the abilities, you can find it on the Patreon, which you will find in a healthy,
Paywall, guys. It's
healthy little link.
paywall.
Yeah. There you go.
Thank you.
Raph's out here like, I'm here to chill, thank you.
Also, if you
I
want to see the
will
entire dead-ass paladin subclass I made for Mercastia, that's also going to be up there.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
just let us know, Merc. I mean, as you spend more time with it over the next few days, and well, however long it
Yeah, of
takes you
course.
to understand its capabilities, just keep us informed.
Yeah, I will. It's a lot to take in at the moment, but trust me, you'll all know what it can do. I trust you that much.
I appreciate you keeping it vague. If nothing else, Merc, that's on brand for you, and I love that for you. But I do want to point out, you asked me what my sword does the night after I got it. So
Yeah,
I'm on
For
touche.
cat, you're fine.
Touche.
Kingfishers. What do you want to do 2 days before the summit begins formally? What are your last preparations before we move swiftly on? To the summit?
Like Calicindia is going to spend a lot of it either nervously walking around, sort of practicing potential encounters and meetings, or trying to spend time with just doing the rounds, meeting people, and spending time with just even some of the general
Troops.
soldiers there, the
Yeah.
general guards, just around the place, trying to sort of make introductions again.
Okay.
When Zamani sees him like pacing around, just like practicing encounters and such, it's gonna be like, no, absolutely not. You're not psyching yourself out. Come on, let's go.
No, but I just need, just in case, there might be
No,
an
no, come
instance. All right.
So, anyone else? Is there any last minute preparations before we get into the summit formally beginning?
my T-pose in my room.
Okay, T-pose in your room. Mercastia. Assume you spend the next like day or so with this Warhammer just figuring out its properties.
Yeah, definitely. Trying to work out what I can do. Maybe go to like, I don't know if there's a like a sparring section, like where people can go to, or I don't know, maybe the elves have set something up for practicing, you know,
Thank
training
you
and
for
stuff.
the follow, Chaotic Lad. Very, very cool of you. Happy to have you here.
You are surrounded by starless soldiers.
Yeah.
To be
No, if
completely
you want,
fair.
Zilver
Yeah,
will
sure.
help spar with you. She's not going to take it easy on you. She is also and you got a sub earlier today when someone gifted you a sub. You're not cooler than your friends. Congratulations. You're sub to the channel. That makes you cooler than the regular person.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, I'll spend some time sparring and just because also magically getting more strength. I like not that much more strength, but still being magically buff. It's kind of like it's new and scary, and Merc probably broke quite a few things in the first day.
That makes sense.
Door handles.
Zamani will also at some point discreetly take their conversation page with a little note at the top written, had this conversation today. Thought you might be interested, and burns another candle.
So,
Yeah. Never mind.
I am about to start getting into the narration as the summit begins, if I could do so.
Yes, yes, yes.
I'm still just waiting for someone to say, wait, Des, can we go back?
No. Please, I've been waiting for this for so long.
Actually, no.
So, after 2 days pass, carriages quickly start coming into the city, one after another. Your squire brings news that the time is upon us that all delegations of political affiliation must make their way to the Great Library of Ojikir. A large audience chamber and auditorium has been set up for all of this to come to fruition. You all make your way there, and there is representatives from around Quenthos. There's some people from Brindleton, some people from Zarsan, there's some people from Arvagrad, who are waiting to make a statement before the council. The council consisting of a leader of the Starless, being Queen Zilzorzana, and leader of the President. Someone you haven't known, or have never met, but walking in, flanked by many troops, Tranan being one of them. Anthelius Tarundil, the Iron Will of Ondai, the leader of warfare, the council member assigned to this, a stern and imposing figure. As a president of, his skin is pale, his eyes completely black. He stands 6.5 foot tall, with a muscular and athletic build. It's clearly been honed through years of martial training. Despite a slightly otherworldly appearance, he has an undeniable beauty to him. Chiseled features, sharp, angular lines. His hair is long and white, pulled back into a tight braid that hangs down to his waist. Anthelius's armor is a sight to behold, though. The armor is made of a rare metal found only in the mountains of the northern regions of Mount Ondai, not unlike Saprastone, as it's known for its durability and a ability to repel magic. Starting from the top, his helmet is a sleek and polished silver adorned with a large feathered plume in the center. The helmet is designed to cover his entire head with only small slits for the eyes, nose, and mouth. They are lined with enchantments of their own to protect against harmful spells. His chestplate, decorated with intricate engravings, in the center, a sigil in the shape of an eye representing the Prescient Elves' ability to foresee the future. The iris, a deep green of the forest, representing their innate connection with nature around them, and their wisdom. The sclera of the eye is a shimmering silver, representing the otherworldly nature and connection to the stars. On the back, emboldened in the center, is a large raised emblem of the sun, acknowledging the light that they left behind them as they chose to walk away from it. The rays extend outwards towards his shoulders. It's crafted from beautiful gold that seems to shine of its own nature. Large and imposing pauldrons made of the same metal. Gauntlets hard and thick, sturdy for any blows. They have small spikes on the knuckles. His greaves are thick and heavy, extending from the knees down to the feet. They're embellished with ornate designs, featuring intertwined light dragons. The boots themselves may be made of their hide, but they look easy to move in. The armor is a true work of art, but it's beautiful and deadly. It is a testament to his skill. His demeanor is serious and unyielding. He does not really look happy to be here. Perhaps a reflection of his role as the leader of the warriors. He speaks with authority and conviction. He commands respect wherever he goes. Sitting down at the top of a table, he raises a hand to stop the commotion of other present elves. He speaks to everyone and he goes, "Well, this is momentous and unheard of for our people. I wish us good peace talks, and I thank those who helped put this together." As he sits down, waiting for the rest of the people to make their way in. There's fanfare, but then a hush immediately, as Queen Zilzorzana Thalkazir begins to walk into the room. As Raph gets very excited. The Queen of the Starless, a striking figure to behold. standing tall and regal, commanding a presence that demands attention. Her dark purple skin is smooth and unblemished, almost like polished obsidian. It's complemented by her hair, a soft shade of silvery white that seems to shimmer in the light. Her face is sharp and angular, high cheekbones and a narrow chin that gives her a regal and dignified appearance. Her eyes as dark as the night sky, not sharing the same stars that her sun has, but they seem to almost take in the light of those around her. She appears to have an otherworldly intelligence that belies her years. Her nose straight and narrow, her lips are thin and pale. She looks quite stern, kind of a stark contrast to how Zamani has seen her in dreams. Her body is lithe and graceful. Lean muscles that speak of her agility and speed which saw her through her Karzin Veer, a military draft that all starlets must undergo. She seems to carry herself with a fluid, feline grace, as her movements are very precise. Her dress, perhaps created for this, is a stunning masterpiece, crafted from the finest materials in all the world below. The bodice, a deep shade of midnight blue, intricately embroidered with shimmering silver threads in intricate patterns that depict the stars and constellations of the night sky that she's now witnessed. The embroidery continues down to the full-length dress interspread with delicate crystals that twinkle in the night sky. The skirt, a flowing mass of fabric gathered at the waist, to create quite the flattering silhouette. Fabric is rich and deep purple that flows behind her, giving the impression of a night sky full of stars. As the queen walks, it appears as if there's a nebula trailing in her wake. The sleeves are long and flared from sheer fabric, shimmers like stardust. Embroidered with delicate silver, just like the rest of the outfit, they depict the phases of the moon. Her crown is an awe-inspiring sight to behold, though. The jewel of the Crystal Citadel. Made of shimmering dark metal, it's adorned with countless precious stones, from diamonds, rubies, and sapphires and emeralds. The front of the crown is shaped like a starburst, with a sharp point jutting out in every direction. The points are adorned with additional jewels, creating quite the dazzling effect that catches the light. The centre of the crown sits a large, perfectly cut diamond that glows with its own inner light. Believed to be imbued with magical properties that grant the wearer increased power and influence. The crown itself is held in place with a band that fits snugly around her head. It's lined with soft purple velvet. Known for her compassion and wisdom, she is a fair ruler to her people, respected by all in her kingdom. She definitely commands admiration from her troops, as there is a hush over them as they walk through, as she is gliding towards the stage. She sits up atop this. She looks over the crowds. Quiet. Well, a momentous day for us all here. This, hopefully, can be the start of greater talks. I must thank none other than my soon-to-be daughter-in-law for arranging such a conversation. I recognize a gap in our communication with our cousins for quite some time. This council, this summit, is here to assess the true risk of the Darakul and Samael as a whole. None other than my own son and his allies have fought against this already. There are greater enemies in the world than each other. If only we deem fit to fight them instead of each other. The council will hear from many dignitaries from across the lands on the various state of the Darakul invasion, which both Starless and Prescient have fought and lost many troops, and too many of our best and brightest too. We unify, we put aside our petty quarrels, we could bring something better. There is no one I would deem more qualified or justified in having the first words to the summit than the Princess Zamani. She walks down from the stage and offers a hand to you to bring you up.
Zamani takes it. She just like kind of quietly whispered, "Does there need to be a translator?"
Please be comment, my dear. Please be
Okay, well, I just want to make sure. I'm so sorry. Hello.
Got this, Samani.
She kind of gives your hand a like, albeit keeping her queenly demeanor. She gives your hand just like this squeeze, just like she looks directly at you. She brings you up to the stage. What do you say to the summit of Ojikir?
Out of character, based on what we had talked about before, I didn't think I would have this moment, so this is off the cuff. I thought it was kind of like, cool, this has been taken out of my hands now, so this is, I did not prepare anything, so I'm going to try my absolute best.
Good.
Thanks.
Proud of you.
Sorry, I'm getting a lot of words of character. I understand that I am not one of you, prescient, starless, or elf at all. I'm from the surface world. This is not my fight. I know nothing really in any depthful way of your histories, and I understand that there's a long-standing divide that goes much longer than I could even begin to picture. I do not presume to make light of these differences, or to seem out of my depths and like nothing but a hopeful dreamer. I simply see a greater threat right now in this world. Numerous ones, in fact. And I believe all of humanity can only survive if we stand together. And in a time where our enemies grow stronger, make bonds, why should we let differences from a past that nothing can be done to change stop us from having a future that looks bright, that we can control with our own hands? I started this knowing it would be difficult. I didn't even know if I would be listened to. But I've been given the opportunity to try to bring together all of those, regardless of where we reside. And I appreciate everybody here for taking the time to at least listen, regardless of how far-fetched or delusional it might seem my goals have been. Give a curtsy.
So, as there's a bit of applause, there's a gauntleted fist raised by Anthelius for silence. So he stands up to the stage. You're credited with the conception of these talks. It took quite the convincing from both sides to agree to this. From the outset, I must admit, I am wary of you all. Information comes to Ondai that you all once were under the effects of the sleeping bloodline of Samael. There is worry that it should continue. What proof do you have that you are no longer under such effects?
Again, no pre-preparation.
Yeah, I know.
And names are hard for me. Can I take a
Jordan,
second?
Yeah.
Okay. Because we have we went to the Eye of Ruin, but he didn't like give us anything.
Gave us a couple of boons, but I don't know whether the boons would show. Like us going, we can read Draconic. Yeah.
Like, we have no written thing that says you are now considered cleared from
Yeah.
sleeping bloodline.
We need a doc. We
immune.
should have had a doctor's note. That's on us. We should have got a
You're
doctor's
right.
note.
God damn it. Like-
But we do know that there is magic that can see traces of the sleeping bloodline.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Are
As
there
far-
are there any members of the Ojikir here?
Of the Jordan?
The Joaquin?
There are.
As far as physical proof, I have none. We traveled to the Eye of Ruin. We perceived his truest form after undergoing his trials. None other, as I know of, than the Jorakin know of, have the innate ability to see the threads of magic that once tied us.
So, as you're saying this, there is two arms that are raised in the crowd from someone's right side. As you recognize Calasindir, Canondir Cedra stands up. Yes. The girl speaks true. It is our ability to see such ways the weave works around people. And we have laid eyes upon it before. They are no longer affected by the sleeping bloodline. He sits back down. And Anthelius kind of looks over and goes, well, at least that is beneficial to be able to prove. Is there anyone of repute not of the starless persuasion that can speak to the legitimacy of this Princess Simani? As he looks out to the sea of people. As there is someone raising a hand for somebody, you see the familiar tan skin of Morvis stand up and goes, Sadasa speaks for the Lady Zamani. Sits back down.
She flashes him a brilliant smile.
He just nods, and Delius looks over you and goes, thank you for your statement, Lady Zamani.
Thank you. I understand your concern. I don't mean to make light of it, as I said before. I believe a good ruler is concerned for their people above all else. It makes sense for you to be. She gives him a curtsy as well as to Zilzarsana, and she returns to her seat if that's what she's supposed to do.
Yes. So,
Okay.
Anthelius kind of still at the stage. It was not only Lady Zamani, but among others who brought forward the attention of the rising threat of the ghouls and Samael's plan within. And I would like to recognize to the floor Knight Commander Trannan of the Prescient Knights, who, looking a little ill at this stage even, just kind of looks like something is definitely wearing on his body, kind of weirdly takes to the stage, as there is a small round of applause from a decent decent delegation of present, and just dead silence from a lot of Starless who've probably lost family to this man. Well, thank you for all coming. It is true. I met with the Lady Zamani and the Prince Calasindir in Rindleton, under the watchful eyes of Lord Rindle and the Council of 10 within. I know to many of you, you would call me the Pale Executioner. But just as you would call me that, my allies would call me the Shield of the Mountain. We've all fought to protect what we love, and I've done no different. I never took joy in it, for what it is worth. I found myself quite enjoying the conversation I had with my long-lost cousin. He truly exemplifies what we should strive to be. Because I feel it slightly ludicrous that I'm even on this stage to talk about this to begin with, as I am no war council leader. I am a soldier. So I would rather than stand isolated as we have for so long. Prince Calicinda, would you take the stage with me?
Calicinda will stand and move up.
As he
Walk
walks
to
the
the
edge of the
stage,
stage
head
and puts a
held
hand
high.
out.
Calicinda will take it and walk up.
Prince Calicindia fights for a god we left behind. And so what if we have? Why is it that we should argue over religion when one of us as a people don't care anything for it? I've read ancient texts, probably more than I was meant to from my station. But ladies and gentlemen of the summit, I bring you undeniable proof that unification can be achieved. I give you the first star elf of our age. As there is just like a hush.
Thank you, Commander Tran, for the kind words you spoke about me. Indeed, I am, as far as we know, the first Star Elf to walk these lands since the dark days that split us. But, like has been said here, I do believe those days, as long as the grudges we hold and as grievous as the injuries we afflicted to one another are, there is a time to place them aside and to look towards a better future, not just for ourselves, but for the betterment of the whole world. The kin-slaying, cousin-killing cousins, that must end. I do not come here with the dream of sudden unification of our people for the hope that we will leave here together as one, but with the hope at the very least that dream will be in our mind. That at the bare minimum, we can work together against a greater threat. We can turn towards diplomacy rather than our swords to settle our problems. There are many grave threats that stalk this world. Some that we have been blind to. Our eyes turned on each other. Our arrogance and our pride, as great as they are, also our downfall. But I know how great that we can be, together, working together. For these stars, in my eyes, I may have them, but they are the birthright of all of us. Calicinda, give a nod back to Tran.
Anthelius. Again. As the applause begins, there's a silence. You are truly impressive. I will give you that. You collect and wish to rebuild the dying god. There was one like you before. Your uncle, I believe, said he had lost his mind. What assurances do we have that you will not too?
That is a valid point. There are a few assurances that I hope I can give you. For one, as it were, my uncle, much to his credit, collected one shard. I have in my possession two, and I have still not succumbed to any of the madness, to any of the same extent that afflicted him. I also find by my side people, individuals, mainly that of my beautiful Samani down there, that sees to it that I will not turn. I have the support of my people. I have the love and the gratitude of others. I am not working towards this goal alone, as he did.
Perhaps not, but there is an undeniable risk, is there not?
There is, and that much I cannot deny. The power of old gods is immense. But I have spoken to him, and I know that though I carry this risk with me, I am progressing along the right path with it. Their power is not to be abused.
Thank you for your words, Calisandi.
Thank you.
Both you and Trannan are ushered off the stage as various people from around Quenthus. There's a senator from from Zarsan that talks of a Darakul uprising in the west. There's speakers from Arvergard that talk about the same happening in their lands, and the same from Randrum. As people bring forward different evidence of the Darakul's unification, there's hours that pass by. It is a lengthy process to hear all pleas and all woes of the world. As people get tired, there is a short intermission, where people make their way out into a grand lobby where if you so wish to speak to anyone that has been mentioned, you can do so.
Yes, absolutely. I would like to, Des. First of all, as is polite, to make my way towards Zilzalzana.
She is very formal, but she does give you a nod.
Oh, Grace.
My son.
I had trust that your journey here was safe.
It was. I had some very adamant Inquisition agents that made sure to clear the path for me.
Wonderful. I hope that, I hope I did you proud out there. This gives her a smile.
You both did beautifully.
Thank you. It's a bit nerve-wracking.
It's a little, but so is politics.
How do you feel about things?
Hopeful. I do not know if good Commander Anthelius will see it all the same way as us, but I have hope.
I hope so. It's proceeding well, at the very least.
Somebody puts a hand on his arm and goes, I'm gonna let you have some time with your mom, and I'm gonna go find Morvis.
Thank you.
Okay. Alicent, is there anything you'd like to say to your mother while you have her?
Where are you staying for your time here in Ojikir?
I believe it's called the Champion's Respite. They've saved the
Oh,
largest suite for me.
well, that's, I suppose, where all of us are staying.
So these are keeping the Starless and the Prescient quite contained.
Very smart of them. I suppose that there's any chance of it, to have a bit more of a private dinner later tonight.
Very much I like that.
Perfect. I shall bring the others if that is all right, if they want to.
You're more than welcome to bring your friends to dinner if you so wish. Just make sure they ring their parents first.
That raises an interesting question. We won't get into that, but Valencia can
Oh, you
can
made AJ
Spain?
choke.
Yeah.
So, as you stand there, finally seeing your mother in person for the first time in a long time. Zamani, you wanted to go out and find Morvis.
Do.
Yeah, Morvis Kinverl is kind of like, you look around, he's got a couple of bodyguards, and you're not even surprised he's just at the snack table, like there's shrimp for days, and he's just like loading a plate
Yeah.
beyond the acceptable quantity.
Kind of as a fun mirror of our first time meeting, of just outright being hugged and be like, Zamani this time, like, initiates like a big hug with him.
Oh, my shrimp. Oh. Oh. Hello, Zamani.
Thank you for standing up for me.
Oh, no, it's the least I could do. Don't you think?
How are things? It's fair.
They are good. They're good.
It's lovely to see you again.
I imagine that. I'm a sight to behold.
Oh, of course.
You
Not
did
like a
well up
long-lost
there.
brother kind of thing or anything.
Are you well?
Yes. As well as I can be, trying to navigate, trying to bring two, warring elf nations together for the sake of, not all us getting overrun by an undead conglomerate,
Well, look. Even if it doesn't work, the shrimp was pretty good.
As long as it was worth it for you to come out.
I made my reasons. I'm willing to.
But I just wanted to say that it's we were planning on stopping by soon as well after the summit. Would that be okay?
You don't need to ask permission to come home.
There's some things I'd like to discuss. with
Although
you.
marriage, that's a weird one. That's the first time hearing of it.
It's a bit of a surprise. Yeah. I'm not used to this whole princess thing. That's kind of terrifying. I'm used to, like street rat type of stuff. You'll have to tell me how to be a. You have to teach me how to be, a proper noble or something at some point.
When I figure it out, I'll tell you. Till then, we'll both borrow whatever stick is it that keeps Callisinder upright.
Sure. Whatever it is, it's wound real tight up there. I haven't found it yet.
Dig deep, Samani. You'll find it someday.
I'll do my best. She gives him a good clap on the shoulder. I do have one more person that I want to talk to, but I'll let Cal go next if they have a person. I assume he wants to talk to Tranan.
Yes, Cal will try and find Tranan. It's strange it would be like. I imagine he's probably surrounded by a lot of prescient elves.
Yeah, there is a lot of people like that, hands to hilts of weapons as you approach President, and he just goes, calm down, we're in a library.
Doing well to keep you safe. It's good to see.
Well, it is. How are you,
Touched by
cousin?
your words up there. Nervous, as I'm sure we all are, but good. Good. A lot has occurred. I think for all of us.
It's been eventful and tiring, but yes.
How have you been? I doubt it was easy for you as well, convincing for this entire thing here to be set up.
It was not. But I pressed the importance of the issue. And I have a few enough friends on the Council of Ondi. Admittedly, I would have rather they not send Anthelius. He is a bit stern. Hard consequence,
Right.
but understandable why they did.
He does seem to have a logical head on his shoulders at the very least. Not the type that would get too wound up about anything that could occur here.
We'll do what we can. That's all we can do.
Is he like where we're at the moment? Is there a lot of space to move around, or is it like
Yeah, there's like a
packed in
large
type of thing?
foyer with like food tables and stuff. You can move around.
Shannon, would you walk with me for a moment?
Sure. As he begins to walk, a bunch of presidents start to follow him. He goes, "Have off it, will you?"
Start walking to an area where there's less people. If there's an area that's pretty where it's easier to sort of talk in private, then
If you want a private
there
chamber, it
as
can be
well.
arranged.
Okay, yeah. If there's private chambers that can be arranged, then yeah, absolutely.
Illyrin and another president, Elf, are both stationed outside though.
Yeah. If I see Zamani, then I'll just make a gesture like you want to come type of thing.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Ooh, saucy.
You make your way. There's a side
Once
off room.
inside.
Trannon looks rough, and he gets down. He sits down. You can see like he grabs the clasp of like his cloak and his armor, and he just takes it off into the side, and you can just see like this deep converse to his pale skin, these deep, almost black, purple, necrosis veins are climbing up his own neck.
Calcinda just places a hand on his shoulder. Shannon, thank you for carrying it, but it does not look like it's been easy for you.
Don't think shards of an old god agree with my system.
It doesn't seem like it.
No.
Is there anything we can do?
Been talking to our mutual friend. Apparently, as you look closer to him now, and you can see that there is 10 yellow stars in his eyes.
Oh no.
There was only one way to get it out. I had to take it within.
Is it bound to you now?
I have
It
tried
will
to
be.
remove it.
Once attuned, you cannot unattune it to it.
A mutual friend is looking into that.
I hope they
Any
find
leads?
something.
None that I'm fond of.
Any that don't involve death?
No. There is
Any that involve death and
hypothesis
resurrection?
that's the worrisome part, is the resurrection. The theory is that once my soul has disembarked, the shard would make itself known.
Right.
That would make sense considering our past. Looks over at Cal, like insinuating, like with Aerosphere.
Alright.
It's difficult to hold on to. I hope whatever rituals you did to form your bond originally prevents most of this.
Thankfully, it has.
Most.
Some side effects.
I'll give it to you now, but I think it would perhaps be bad taste for me to die at the summit.
I was
Look, you're
going to say,
absolutely not allowed.
but that is concerning news, though.
Do perchance like your sword back, though.
I would. I have asked questions why I do not have it. But if you have
Right.
it, I will take it.
You happen to have our things as well.
I have kept them near and dear.
Thank you. Zamani, for anybody who doesn't know, we'll pull the Vorpal longsword out of the mangle and lay it on the table.
Damn, friendly wheeze that against Merrick.
There's a... Our friend has told me how to lessen the effects of holding onto this shard. I don't like it.
As much as it isn't comfortable to talk about, how much longer do you think you have?
If I begin to use its abilities, he believes that the energy that is storing within my body will have a channel outwards and it won't affect me as much.
Is that
There's
why
the
you
risk
haven't-
of gaining more stars in my eyes, which I worry about.
As you should. It is hard enough for me, even after every ritual that I have done, every bargain that I've made.
He seems to think it would help. The physical ailment, at least. I have yet to try.
Right.
I don't think I will. I'm really
Only as
hoping
a
he
last-
finds a way to take this out of me without killing me, but
I hope so.
Is
I hope so. Have
the
you?
concern the resurrection?
Mm,
my soul would truly have to pass on for it to be available. Is the issue.
right.
Which means a ritual would be needed.
There's a
Have you
chance of
died
failure with
before?
the ritual.
We all have our flaws. I may have perished once or twice.
Haven't we all?
Being the pale executioner isn't exactly as simple as it sounds.
Oh, what? You mean you don't just go running around lopping off Starlight's heads for fun?
I never did it for fun.
Well, of course.
I would hope not. Otherwise, our meetings would have been very, very awkward.
No, I incorrectly
But-
attempted to make light of things, trying to lighten
Perhaps
the mood.
summit goes well. Peace is announced. And if all goes to worst, we can frame it a natural death.
And if all goes to best, then we can work together openly on trying to fix this.
Yes. That too.
We prepare for the worst, but you also still have to hope for the best.
I don't know if my I don't know if my views will make the owner of these shards quite so happy. I hope my soul is allowed return at least.
Not one to presume the will of gods. At least when he's in his
Um,
right mind, he hasn't seemed like a vindictive sort in that way.
It depends. Depends what aspect of him you reach and how whole it is. For I know that he would look upon people wishing to see our race, our different kin heal and recover from our strife. He would look upon them favorably. Regardless of your own personal belief, what you have done is more than anyone else. More than many of those that have believed in him.
Cantrip, word trip. Thank you for the follow. Very cool of you.
Ooh, thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, we have a summit to finish.
We do. We do.
I meant what I said up there, for what it is worth.
Likewise. I did not offer idle words. I truly hope that we can see progress between our people.
That's the goal. That and also not dying to an undead army. So.
Is that
As
as
a
well?
byproduct. I see he stands up and reaches for his armor clasps to buckle it back on.
He does give us our things back as we did the exchange, right?
Yes.
I just wanted
Right,
to
just
make sure.
runs out the door.
Well, it didn't get like explicitly say it, so I just wanted to make sure I
Yeah.
didn't like add it back or something. Canute didn't.
As everyone starts making their way back into the auditorium where all the stage has been set, the council, the summit looks quite tenuous. Some people look like they're getting bored even at this stage, as Queen Zilzozana makes some very strong points, and there's some arguments made by some of the Prescient Council for reasons not to join up. Truly, though, in the end, Anthelius stands up. We've heard a lot. And everyone's taken time to be here, and I thank you for that. Most of what we have heard today, though, is fickle and small outbreaks and incursions that have mattered little to the outbreak of anything. Does anyone have anything to add to greater destruction that these have caused? At the stage, you see the doors kind of open, and very much so weak still a little bit, but wrapped in a familiar cloak, the blue of the sea and the crossed tridents over a tree, crowned atop his head of his grandfather. Sorry I'm late, as King Everett has made his way to the summit.
My brother-in-law, let's go.
My boy.
Anthelius, I apologize, but you said most of these have been fickle, and most of them have been small. But none of your kingdoms have truly been at war with them on the open field like Burton has. You have learned of small incursions and outbreaks in villages and cities. Influence, but it is warfare. And Burton, albeit the first, I assure you will not be the last. We had sieges on 3 of our cities. The Ariel Keep, of our capital, and of our military hold and crosspost. If you wish for reputable and accurate information from a non-biased party, Burton stands true against undeath more so than anyone has in these recent years. You all have fought Darakul. That is correct. You have expertise far beyond my knowledge, or anything I could presume to know about. I have only been blessed with the friendship of an invaluable advisor on the matter. But there is greater forces. Samael is a true threat. You all talked of the sleeping bloodline in these individuals, which is true and undeniable, but now just proven to be not in them anymore. But I ask you this. Burton is the power of the South, with the trade pass, a naval force unmatched. And for our walls, our unique expertise over Sapperstone and the like, and the protection that was made in place. My father still fell to agents of Samael, albeit now my friends, acting of their own ill will, they could not stop what comes. So I ask you, what is to stop your life from being taken by your friends?
Sheesh. I wasn't muted.
That's the man. He's just like, Zilzor's just goes,
I'm sorry.
Zula's that and Kelsey never turned this money.
Sam. And Thaddeus kind of looks to Everett. King Everett, It's good to see you outside of Bowden. I hope you are well, and I'm sorry for your father. As the day continues, Samani and Calicindir, would you like to roll me D100s? And I will roll another one of my own, and we can see the outcome of this summit.
Yeah, I
scared.
guess.
I'm scared, Des. I don't.
Let's fucking go.
Calicindir,
The patented Raph poker face.
That was a 93.
93.
So one way or another, that's going. That's it. It's something.
What'd you roll?
A 92. Like, legitimately, I can send you a picture if you want.
No,
Yeah.
it's okay. I rolled a 14. So,
So, maybe
as the day progresses and the night draws to a close, the sun begins to set, and the stars above begin to shine. Many people are tired. Many people want this to end. It was not likely that a good outcome could come from this. Perhaps at best we get a ceasefire, or an opportunity to move within. This was a best of 3 scenario. On a 1 to 70, there would be no change. On a 71 to 80, there would be a ceasefire, but no agreement to work together. Anything above that was the considered formal pact of unification in a movement against the Emperor of Ghouls. As the meeting comes to an end, Zilzorzana and Anthelius stand up and, both considering the options, speak in private. At the end, there is a herald. A very, very weakened Trenin comes out with a long proclamation with terms of warfare against the Emperor of Ghouls formally signed and announced to all. The summit was a success.
It is so hot and sweaty in my room all of a sudden.
Yep. Oh my
Right.
god.
It's so hot. I'm just saying. I'm just like, I got all excited.
Fuck. Okay.
Woo.
Okay.
Good rolling, you two.
Yeah, because I fucking shit the bed on that roll. 14.
I sent it to Raph because I was just so excited.
So, as you make your way back to the Champion's Respite, there is revelry and merriment and joy, as there is, like, albeit naysayers. Once the Queen has spoken, people are very quick to move to Zilzorzana's side, saying they always thought it would work from the start.
Oh yeah, of
Yeah.
course. That's
Yeah,
how it works,
absolutely.
right?
But open in the street, in the first time since they were Star Elves, Prescient and Starless drink side by side.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Kingfishers, the evening is yours. The summit will convene after tomorrow, and people will make their way back to their various keeps to now ready for war. But war is an issue for tomorrow. Tonight is an issue for fun.
Oh my god. We're
Oh my
we're
god.
partying with Morvis, we're partying with Tran, we're partying with everybody. Who fucking gives
Look,
a shit?
I've-
Everybody.
I've got a fucking dinner with Zilzorzana and whoever the fuck turns up to that. So invite them all. Invite Morvis to it. Fucking invite Everett. Actually, you know, I'm gonna invite Everett to that. Inviting. I'll find Everett and invite him along to the dinner with Zilzorzana.
So- You find Everett along the streets of this aristocratic quarter that has been fully sectioned off now to try and contain the revelry of nobility. But you find him very much so flanked by a familiar guard of Theo, who did not show face in the summit, but is here.
Theo, Everett, thank you for that most timely arrival there.
It's just... You should thank Theo. I didn't think I was going to show up, but he probably weighed that it was important. And
Theo, I owe you more than one drink, that's for sure.
we can call it a few.
Thank you, Theo. From the bottom of my heart, what you have done here today perhaps swayed a lot of the voices.
It's the truth. It could be anybody. I was unlucky that it was me, but it could be anybody.
Positions we're put in. I would very much like to offer you an invitation to dinner tonight if you wanted, with my mother.
To be perfectly honest, I hadn't planned on staying around for the night. I was going to head up
Please,
back.
be my guest.
You're in the middle of deep shit having to do everything in the city. Have one night of joy.
Make
One
me a
night.
persuasion check, the both of you.
Absolutely.
That I can do.
Yeah, asking the warlocks to make a persuasion check.
Hey, look, I'm an in-based warlock.
Still,
With
Charisma to
almost
five.
max charisma, but still.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that is 24.
The money.
27.
He looks and he has... I don't think he'll forgive me if I don't, so fine, I will.
After dinner,
You're
we
right.
can all go party with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go get Merkin's vein.
Of course. I'll see you there. But Zamani, before you go, well done up there. I know perhaps you weren't expecting us, but you did wonderfully.
I can fake it till I make it sometimes.
You did a
she,
very
like-
good job of that.
Like, so normally, like, she's like pretty self-contained, but like, you get like her wings are just like so like all the time, like constantly like fluttering just a little bit, just because of like how excited and happy she is that like everything worked out. Like
Yeah,
you've never seen
yeah.
her like that, but just like showing like how like openly just how happy she is about something.
Yeah. Cal's just gonna pull Zamani in and give her a kiss before she goes off.
Yeah.
Just in the moment.
Swoon.
So, the money
What
you,
you
go out,
would-
you find.
yeah, I like slam the door open. I'm like, fires! It's party time.
Oh,
Like I just
It
like
worked?
you guys are just sitting there in silence and reading and doing your thing. And she's just like the door like
I feel
slaps
like-
against the wall.
I feel like Merc was there for like the first hour and then just quietly made her way out.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
it
know
was
what-
just
what
like
Svein
this
would be
shit's
doing.
boring.
I'm sure Svein would be doing something. I just don't know what it would be at the moment. Probably up to
Somebody's
some
seeking to
fucking
jump
mischief.
scare the two of you, and she's like, "We're going to dinner, and then we're going partying, and there's gonna be drinking, and it's gonna be great."
She busts open the door,
Uh,
no one's there.
Okay. Should I? I'll put on my finer clothes. Hang on.
To
Shit,
start off,
they-
we're going to dinner with Zilzordana, and then after that, we're going wherever the party is. So have
No,
fun. Thank
no.
you for the. Can you still fix hangovers?
Shit, that's lesser, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I
Yes?
can.
Okay,
I
good.
can.
Let's go. She just like grabs you by the
Okay.
elbow.
All right. How far away are we from where? Oh, we're in the same building, aren't we?
Same building.
We're same building.
Damn, I was going to be cool. Never mind.
Yeah, just on the top floor.
Spain just opens his bedroom door and realizes they're both gone and goes, well, fuck it.
No, look, Zamani like slammed. Like,
No,
like,
you said your hand or your arm talking to Merc.
I
No, please
slammed
stay.
the door open.
But the layout of this
Of course you
goddamn room
did
is so
when
goddamn
you heard
confusing.
Zamani screaming.
This layout of this room is
bitches
so
were going on a
confusing.
party. Okay, it would have been very obvious to Spain. Like, even if it was Zamani with her fucking 10 passive perception, someone slams the door open to your common room and screams, "We're going partying." Come on now.
I'm very confused on the layout of this fucking room. I'm so confused on what it is.
It's like a room, and then the bedrooms are just like coming off
Yeah,
of
they're
it.
just
like a
connected onto
common
it.
area.
Okay, like you get a
Yeah.
little apartment for you. Just all.
It's like a common room and then room split off from it.
This
Yes.
has been a thing that I've been confused about for a while. I was to AJ about it a while ago about my confusion about the layout of this fucking room. But
I got you.
if you want to take a second so Spain can fucking say something before running off like a
Okay.
degenerate.
I'm always gonna run off like a degenerate, but yes, okay, first, fine, sure, go ahead.
Spain is going to interrupt you in your fucking whole thing and go, wait, what? What? Who? What? Huh?
Do you want the full rundown right now, Mr. I decided not to go to the summit?
Well, to be fair, I decided not to go to Summit because it was a bad thing for the fucking both of yous. All right, let's get the
It
attitude in
would have been
check real
fine if
quick.
you had gone. You just said that you didn't want to go.
I said I was going to cause mischief and y'all told me not to, so I didn't
I mean,
go.
you can go without causing mischief.
What?
Anyways, everything went well, like as well as it
No, I don't
possibly
care
could.
about that. You mentioned a name. Who?
Tal's mom,
Who are we having dinner with?
the queen of the Starless.
Okay. It
And then
sounds
we're gonna- if we're gonna go
fancy.
party.
We have to be fancy.
I mean, I guess a little bit, but you know, be yourself.
Should I just skip to the party? I'm just going to go to the party.
No, come to dinner.
I don't want to be
What if
fancy.
something important happens and then we have to fill you in
I'm
later?
not a
and then it's big
fancy
fan-
person.
Then to come not fancy. She doesn't give a
I'm
shit.
confused about what you want from me now.
I just want you to come to dinner and then we can all go party together.
Am I being
on.
fancy or not?
You don't have to be fancy. I'm saying
Fantastic.
that other
I'm
people
going
will
without
probably be
shoes.
Then go without shoes. I don't give a shit.
Well, you fucking said you gave a shit. You said it'd be a little fancy.
Yeah, I said
That's all I
that
was
she's.
confused.
I mean, if you want to be a little fancy, go ahead.
Merc walks into the view of both of you struggling to fit into her dress with her new muscles and just ends up ripping the sleeves off and just having it as a sleeveless. Show off the biceps.
You got the muscle dress.
Boom.
I love me a good muscle mommy. I'm just gonna say it.
You're welcome, Zamanu. Take a photo.
We don't have that technology. Going to dinner,
Yeah, no, that's
dragging everybody along.
Very much so.
Just no, I don't
Well
wanna be
put
here.
together. You, in a show of needing a bigger table and all, there's Quinzel Zorzana, the sovereign Morvis Kinveril, King Everett Terendir. There's a lot of the world's leaders just having
Yeah.
dinner right now.
Just chatting.
We're vibing.
Stain isn't fucking vibing, excuse you. This is so extremely out of his fucking comfort zone.
It's just dinner. It'll be fine.
No, it's not just dinner. This is the world leaders. This is fancy shit. Stain's a fucking woodland gremlin.
It'll be fine.
So,
Who
Everett,
cares?
I've told you a lot about my mother, and Mother, I've told you about Everett, but I suppose this is a good first meeting.
It's under good circumstances. At the very least. To Unity, as she raises a glass.
To Unity.
she.
Glad to see the news has been received well on the streets.
That's well needed.
I imagine there would just be sort of general, polite conversation over dinner between them.
Yeah, it's quite.
At some stage, Calicindia will nudge Everett and be like, Everett, I believe you said that you had a proposal you wish to bring up when you met my mother.
I had. Quinzel Zozan. It is apparent that our families are already, with my knowledge and budding camaraderie with Calicindia, quite interconnected. I would like to offer a unity between our houses and be the first of the surface kingdoms to formally extend this offer. My younger brother is of the age to be married, and I think our houses, as well as you having an ambassadorship with your son on the surface, would make excellent allies for years to come. Yes.
Did we save the brother?
No.
No, but he was returned. They
I'm
found him.
guessing if everyone's saying this, he's alive.
Hmm.
Your mother kind of looks over him curiously. Interesting. Very interesting. If not a little rushed, perhaps we start things slowly. Have your brother make his way to Asian Alexandria. We will have a contingency waiting for him at the nearest entrance. And if my daughters take a liking to him, perhaps. I'm not against it. If the world is truly on the brink of ending, I would rather my children be happy than be dutiful. Understood. I will send him at first light.
How is
Perfect.
he doing, by the way?
He's alright. He's shaken and his ego is wounded, but
To be fair, I think that's kind of a good thing at this point.
Yeah.
Just from what the commander was saying.
Indeed. It's a good lesson, as harsh as it was.
Although I'm very glad that he's doing well.
let's not bog down the table with talks of warfare.
No.
We have enough time
Of
for that
course.
soon.
It's true.
This is a joyous moment.
How does Everett and Theo react to Buff Merc?
They're definitely like
Oh, right.
interesting, but no one's paying too much of attention.
Mhm. Cool.
So the evening is yours. There's people to talk to, parties to be had. What do each of you do?
Let others. I've done a lot, so I'll let everyone else speak first.
I will talk to Everett or Theo, whoever
Put them
is
together.
free at the time. Yeah, true. They're together. So how did the attack go for Burton? We've heard reports, but
Honestly, quite well. We stood the test, and as strange as it was seeing him again, Jarnvu has always and will always be extremely capable. He did get hurt, but should be alright.
how did he get hurt?
In the ensuing fight, he took to the walls, he took to the battlements to fend off the creatures, the giants of undead that were trying to throw rocks from the bay. He was caught under rubble for quite some time, but he's alright.
Okay, good. Good. I was worried about all of you, as much as we could be, whilst
Likewise, it's not one often that fights a unified force of undead.
Yeah. Everett, if you don't mind me saying, you look quite, well, exhausted. Is that just from the journey, or?
Yes. Well, no, it's from everything recently. Still not feeling 100%, but better every day.
Yeah. Good. Good. I should hope so. I've unfortunately been a very distant friend to you. I wish to change that.
Still, you've been a very distant stranger for the past while, if you forgive me for saying.
Yes, I know. I've had
Missed
too
you.
much going on. Yeah, I've missed you too. I missed everyone. Yeah.
You look well.
I think I'm the best I've been for a while. I'm sure of myself. I'm sure of my gods. They've all come back to help us.
But I'm glad. That is good news.
Yes. Well, I'll leave you to it.
How about you
If you
don't
are
leave
heading
us
back-
to it? How about you put down the weight of the world for a little bit and forget I'm king for but a moment. Forget Theo is a knight for but a moment and just pretend we're all still kids in that castle, young adults just wanting to have an easy life. Let's leave the worries of the world behind us and fuck it, if I'm gonna have a night off, I don't want to be king for my night off. And if it is my last royal decree before I abdicate the crown for but an evening, I decree you to just have some fun with me and stop being such a shut-in.
Alright. Why the fuck not? And Merc will grab a couple of, I don't know, random glasses that are nearby and pour some alcohol and... Yeah.
So, Orchestio spends the better part of this evening finally reconnecting after more than 4 years with Everett.
Yep.
So next on the list, you are the next logical person to go to, seeing as you've been pretty quiet. How would you like to enjoy this revelry in the evening?
I don't know what's happening specifically in terms of where everyone is or what's going on, or are we still at a dinner table? What the fuck is going on?
No, we've passed that. It's just the
Okay,
general
I'm
revelry of the
sorry.
city right now.
Sorry, I was just trying to have a quick little discussion with Jen on the side here just to explain what was happening with Svein. Sorry, my apologies for not being caught up.
It's alright.
Svein is just gonna get fucking drunk in a corner, to be honest, because he doesn't know anybody here. He's awkward at the moment. He doesn't want to be here. He'd rather just be drunk and not have to deal with the politics.
Okay. Do you think when he gets drunk he would approach anybody?
There's no one he would really want to talk to. Like, there's no one here who he has formed any form of real connection with. No one he wants to really form a connection with, because no one, like, his interests align a lot with like Woad sort of stuff. And as far as he is concerned, looking at the general populace, none of them are really Woad aligned,
Sure.
unless I'm mistaken.
You do see on some of the armor of the knights of the Presingdales, they do actually have, like, the part of their eye is symboled in green for the connection to the natural world.
Yeah, but I don't know if you talk to one of them. Yeah.
That's
know.
fully up to you. I'm not going to push you to do something you don't want to do.
It's just, it wouldn't make sense in my mind unless it was like specifically something that was jumping out to him.
Sure thing. No worries. So, Svein, as awkward as every introvert at a house party, finds a cat or a dog to pet and spends the evening as such.
Until, he's
Sounds
basically, he's in the corner observing everyone, drinking his probably red wine, I have to assume, and just making sure people aren't going to kill themselves.
So, Zamani and Callus in there. We have a few
Cal
minutes
ain't
left.
hanging around. Cal is heading down to the streets with all the Starless and Presingdales.
Yeah,
Like, after all the fight, like,
second you
before
leave
dinner's
that room,
concluded.
your old friends are like flanking you, ready to just pick you up by the armpits on each side and just like carry you away.
Yeah. All right, let's do this. Just charge off.
Let's show these pressing elves how to drink.
Come on.
Well, maybe
Simone.
not you, but let us show them. Yes. You feel, for but a night, 100 years younger. Back in the Inquisition with
Mhm.
the idiot friends you had.
Just not feeling the weight of everything.
Just for one night.
I like to think at some stage, just like very drunk. Once they're all drunk, they just like bump into Everett and Theo also going at it, and just like, and then just meet up, just all of them heading.
The
out
groups
together.
kind of merge together.
Yeah, the groups merge
Yeah.
and we just all go off. Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
100%.
We're just fucking menaces.
Yeah,
Literally,
absolutely.
this aristocrat section where all the delegations are being housed, like the gates are being closed on either side. Just be like, keep them contained.
Yeah. Understandable.
So, Somali, is there anyone you wish to, before the groups all merge?
Zamani wouldn't have really wanted to like insert herself with like Cal's friends like literally carrying him off. Oh, we lost AJ.
That's alright.
Oh,
Merc
Aw.
blacked out drunk.
yeah, Mercs has passed down in the corner somewhere.
This isn't the overlay though.
I know. We'll fix it. Hopefully AJ gets back and it doesn't mess it up permanently.
I mean,
Oh,
Cal
I'm
really
so
like
big.
just invite somebody along, be like, join us type of thing.
True, but like she also like she understands the whole my friends want to have a nice like like a reminiscent kind of time with them. So
That
she
won't do
also
it.
probably would have like gone with like Morbus or something if they had like literally like picked him up and carried him away.
Yeah,
AJ
no,
just
that
said
would-
internet dropped.
Yeah. Cal would be very much like, no, I insist. Both of you are getting married. I'm getting married. This transcends beyond that. The celebration needs to happen. All of us.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. It's
Invite more of us. Invite him out. We need to spend more time with him.
Okay. We have.
Vivi's only had one glass of wine.
It's okay. He's a lightweight. Let him be. It's fine. We'll give him.
I'll
we'll
have you
give-
know, you will see a very
We'll give him
different
grape
side of me.
juice later, and we'll tell him it's wine. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Classic.
We'll dilute his wine with grape juice. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
I assume
As-
like they all like find a quarter and they start playing like some. They compare Surface and Underworld card games, like,
Oh, yeah.
drinking games
Oh,
and
yeah.
things.
There's a lot of cross-cultural.
As you sit down,
And-
getting more and more into your cups, Zilbra turns to Zamani and she goes, "You and I, it shall happen. We will have a girls' day.
Sure, sounds good.
I hear there are spas here.
There are. They're lovely. They are absolutely fantastic. Although to be fair, the best spa I've ever gone to, and she starts telling them about like not Favendel. Oh my god, my brain.
Yundaf?
City in the Woad.
Yundaf.
Thank you. About the canopy place at the.
You start
at
describing
Union.
it.
Yeah, like the whole
Alcindor, for the sake of it, as you, in your drunken state, I will say no one will have the reaction time to stop it. As, alright, I got a good idea. He's going to try and cast teleport.
Uh-oh.
The fuck did I miss?
So-
Drunken
No, I
card
heard
games.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look, he's got a rough idea.
Yeah.
How hard can it be to get the Valyrian canopy?
Exactly. It's fine. We got ways out of there.
Just this is a super elaborate kidnap.
Depends how drunk Cal is at this stage. I don't think he would have the reaction speed if he's had a
No,
few drinks,
I
but
said
Cal-
no one has the reaction
Yeah.
speed.
Yeah.
Does anyone have something from it? Would he have pulled out anything from it that he could have grabbed?
Would we?
Did we get
oh, wait,
anything?
oh well,
Like-
no, because we have like the cards and things,
Yeah.
right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, like depending on like how in depth the conversation would have gone, Zamani definitely would have pulled out like a card or something and been like, "Look at this design! Look at the quality of just their fucking cards! Like it's crazy."
Yeah, so no even check required then. As he grabs it and he looks and he sees the runes on staff, he grabs the cards off, he goes, "Alright. I don't know what currency they accept, this is on me," and he just slams the staff to the ground and poof. As a night is had in revelry across the world.
Yeah, we just teleport from place to place as we're talking about it. Just
He's got a 7th, 8th, and 9th spell to teleport around the place.
Yeah. Yeah. Just fucking,
I imagine at some point, like Merc or someone is just like, "I thought we were meeting up." Like, what?
And also, Merc's in this like fancy, like, you know, fancy gear, still holding the hammer. She's not letting go of that shit, not leaving it anywhere.
Yeah.
Revelry and merriment. That is where we end the session.
Let's go.
We did it. Fucking, it happened.
Y'all did it.
Something happened.
So yeah, that's been the session today. The summit, we've been waiting for this for quite a while.
Yeah.
And the plan finally worked. We'll have war soon.
It's been a very tense waiting for it.
But yeah, if you liked what you saw today, please consider dropping a follow, like Cantrip One Trip. Very, very cool of you. And I believe Kel, thank you for the follow again today. And then Commonos, thank you so much for the gifted subs today. Thank you everyone who showed up along, and Corsair's Cove, thank you for the raid today. Thank you so much for everyone that came out and hanged around. Feels like a natural end point for the session, so we're going to dip out and head away. We'll see you this Thursday for some homebrewing, myself and Raph. But
yeah. See you guys.
Jing946, thank you for the follow. Very cool.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thanks for all the support, guys. Join us on our Discord and on our socials. If you want to see any of the behind-the-scenes notes for all that came through this, or battle maps for what is not a normal session when we have battle, they go up on the Patreon. Or if you want to see subclasses and stuff that I design, and we put up me, Raph, and Cade put a big shit out for D&D December. Back when we did that, we put up a bunch of subclasses and sub-races and races. So we're going to head out. Follow us on everything. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.